Tēnā koutou katoa e te whānau, no mai haere mai ki Taranaki. Welcome into TSB Stadium in New Plymouth for the Sky Broadband Rapid League. We are kicking off round 14 with the Taranaki Airs hosting the reigning champions and looking in fine form, the Nelson Giants. I'm Taylor Johnson and joining me is Lindsay Tate. Lindsay, the Giants, they're looking pretty good, but they are without some star power today.
Yeah, they are. They're missing Hayden Jones this evening, Taylor, as well as Will Blight. And another one of their kids who's away with New Zealand stuff right now. They're obviously top of Rapid League, and everything counts for them right now because they're in the race on, with the big leagues, and they need everything, including these Rapid League points, to add up.
That is the biggest call that you have made there, is these points are so important for what is a very tightly contested Sal's NBL top 6. So the Giants really need to perform here today. And equally the Airs, they're sitting in 8th on the Rapid League, 6 wins, 10 losses. They'll be wanting to steady that up too, because this is also an opportunity for these guys to put their hand up when there's injuries or getting some more minutes in the bigger league.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's been a little bit of turnover, or a lot of turnover in their roster so far to end the season, so the bench will be looking slightly different, so perfect time here in Rapid League for them to get some runs on the board and feel each other out headed down the stretch.
Well, I know we mentioned that they are missing the likes of Jones, Crate and Blight, but when you can have McNaught and Dempster still in your Rapid League team, that is massive. But you mentioned off camera, Matthews has been good too. Yeah,
caught a game earlier in the season, and obviously James Matthews was part of that 17U team that finished 4th in the world. He was actually starting with that group, and watching him up close, it was, you could see with his defensive presence and the pace that he brought to the game that he's a real valuable piece, even though it doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet every week.
And the starting 5 for the Taranaki Airs in the Rapid League: Exeter, Taufa, Tamatea, Bailey and Cornell. I've seen Taufa play. I like what he brings to this Rapid League team. Anyone stand out for you?
Yeah, Taufa, I mean, you must have seen the Sal's game, their last one, because he lit up and hit a couple of threes on that. But Quinton Bailey's been great for this group. Been lucky to do a couple of these games this year for Taranaki, and every game he leads from the front. He's great on the boards and real strong rim runner.
Chemist Warehouse head-to-head there in the Rapid League. And it's pretty reading if you are a Nelson Giants fan. Plenty of dubs on the board there. What screams out to you?
I mean, yeah, they've been a very strong group, this Nelson Giants group, but we have to be real. 3 of their best Rapid League players aren't playing this evening, so it'll be a new look outfit. So I don't know if they'll be +7 right now with the talent that they've got out there right now, respectfully. But Alex McNaught and Sam Dempster probably wouldn't be playing big minutes in their starting today, so I'm sure they'll be fine.
Brad Clive, Mikey Graham and Kobe Lucas are the match officials today. And as I mentioned, this is round 14 and it is inclusive round. A powerful reminder that basketball is a game for everyone. So from June 18 to 29, teams across the league are coming together to honour diversity, community and the power of inclusion. And we might have a little bit of a delay to tip off after looking at that.
We might there. I might be able to dunk that one even right now, but yeah, like you said, Taylor, the inclusive round, it's a beautiful thing. Basketball is for everybody, and no matter what background you come from, this is a sport that there's a place for you. So it's cool that NZNBL is recognizing that this round.
On and off court too, right? There are so many different things that you can get involved in with basketball. You can be one of the match officials, an administrator, a coach, a player. I mean, there's something literally for everyone.
Absolutely. I mean, we're actually in dire straits of more officials, more coaches, because the game has exploded and kids want to play. We need help finding facilities, managers, everything. There's definitely a space, and there's a little bit more infrastructure in some of the more traditional sports. So, you knock the nail on the head. Any opportunity we have to keep people involved in our game in any fashion, we have to try and make them feel welcome. And I guess that's a big part of what this round is about.
So if you're joining us for the Rapid League game, the Giants in, I'd say, Cambridge blue. And
yeah, okay, I'll take that. It looks like my New South Wales blue, Taylor. It looked good out there. I see what Nelson's trying to do with that.
We don't even get
see you, fellas. Appreciate that, Phil and Fitchy.
Not even in tip-off yet, and we're already talking State of O. Taranaki Airs in their traditional amber and black.
They look good too, little bumblebee joints.
Well, missed the first couple of attempts. The Tamatea, young 16-year-old, his first opportunity at the basket, can't convert, so it will be first possession this time for the Giants.
And got to do a game with the Giants earlier in the season against Tuatara, and they play with a great pace normally at both ends of the court, getting turned over there by Tamateo.
Yeah, great work from the youngster. Thinking about the shot was Exeter.
I coached against Tamateo earlier in the year in the high school space. He gave us problems. He had a great game. Great finish there by Taufa, little left-hand runner down the middle to start the game for Taranaki.
What can the Giants conjure up as a response to the years?
See, the thing is out here right now with Matthews and McNaught, two guards that prefer to penetrate more than shoot, you know, and you can see that Taranaki's already kind of clogging up those driving lanes, whereas if you have a Hayden Jones out there, it's a totally different kettle of fish.
McNaught on your screen there. He's been a Giant since 2020, very experienced, and then goes to the most experienced man there, who gets his pocket picked.
Yeah, long-time servant, Sammy D, and great to see him out there still performing at a high level. And also great to see Alex back on the court. He missed the last game, so he's back healthy.
Alex turns 23 on Saturday. Sam Dempster turns 35 on Friday. So it is cake all around for the Giants.
Hey, and just like that, he gets rewarded with an assist. So right on cue, Alex McNaught helping his team get on the board. And there's that pressure, a little bit of pressure that Nelson likes to apply, even though they're not as deep. They're still up pressuring, and James Matthews with the steal.
And it pays dividends, doesn't it? And good follow-up and support play coming in as well for the Giants. Don't sleep on them.
Yeah, great find there by James Matthews. Just got Chamberlain on the trail for the easy layup. And here's that pressure. Run and jump over the half.
Taufa, one-handed from behind. Rolls in. Got the little roll in the end, Taufa.
That was like Dr. J back in the day. He went with a long reverse finish.
Giants just not afraid to slow things down.
Out right here and just clogging it up. Taranaki playing them for the drive, but Matthews takes advantage of that space and great left-hand finish.
2025 head boy of Nelson College. Oh, lovely first up triple for Exeter.
Just strolled straight into that one, a rhythm three, semi-contested, but he was comfortable with it to give them the 1-point lead right here.
Good defense being shown by Taufa, a little bit too aggressive though, so we'll take our first trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe in the Sky Broadband Rapid League.
Yeah, Inwood there with the great step through and the left-hand finish, and I'm going to take the glasses half full here and say it's great offense to start the game. We could get a little bit more defensive resistance, but both teams are putting numbers on the board, so it's exciting.
I think I'd rather it this way than what I've seen in other games.
Absolutely.
Where we've been like 2-0 at the first quarter.
And they're definitely putting an effort on defense, so I'll give them that. Alex McNaught, you can never question his defense. That's what he's out there for. He puts the clamps on guys.
Oh, he just is like, I don't even know what I was trying to explain up there. He will just stick to you like glue.
He will. He's like a shadow. Out there, he's strong. He can kind of absorb the bump. So, you know, obviously still working on that perimeter game, but everything else that he does is international level. That's what's kept him in that Breakers environment for as long as he's been there.
It's the Airs to inbound the ball. Taufa looking for an option. It's quite congested eventually. They find themselves free. Exeter finds an open lane. Will take their first trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe, the Airs.
Yeah, great take there by Exeter. Just one-on-one blow by for the left, and they had to foul him, so he'll get rewarded with a couple free throws, and Taranaki will get their defense set. Knocks that first one in to cut that lead to one here.
Successful trip for Exeter to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. It is a very closely contested first quarter.
Just been trading punches here early, and looks like the Giants are going to get a couple bodies through. About to check in.
Kicking it out to Dempster, waiting beyond the arc. Nothing but net from the experienced man.
Yeah, and that was way too much airspace for a player like Sam Dempster. And there they go again, getting into that kind of coffin corner. And Giants are really good with that run and jump defense right now. Alex McNaught getting his hands on the ball and turning them over. So great little play there by the Giants.
Did very well to trap them. You can see they're just falling into it at the moment. The Airs.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of like shepherding them or herding them into those corners and turning them blind and jumping. That's a ploy. And they're in this zone here, Taranaki, and they've been punished twice. Sammy Dempster just lining them up, knocking them down.
Back-to-back triples for Sam Dempster.
And it's just too easy. They had coverage, but just need to touch the basketball there, Taranaki.
He's not afraid to let them know is Sammy Dempster, do not leave me unmarked. As Bailey claws back some points for the Airs. Less than 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
And that's been him all season for this Taranaki outfit in the Rapid League, Bailey. He's been super consistent every game, just at the ring and rebounding, rim running pace.
Sam Dempster almost thought about a third, couldn't quite get there, but good offensive board. And then the travel underneath.
Tough call there on young Chamberlain, but great job of crashing the offensive glass and working to get his team extra possessions.
7 seconds left on the clock. Taufa with a couple seconds to go, lays it up.
And that's about as easy as you'll get, Taylor. That one right there to finish the quarter. It'll feel good. I think that takes him to 6 points for the quarter, so entertaining first quarter here.
Very close game here in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. It is the Giants with the lead, the defending champions, 15 points to 13, 1 quarter gone.
Sam Dempster there, just Taranaki going to the 2-3 zone late in the quarter and got lost or a little bit late on their rotations. I think that's what Trent Adams probably hollering at them out about there. That's an easy fix, and Sammy D just punishes them with back-to-back threes, showing his class. Some high-level coaches. Sam McKinnon, obviously, sitting at the end of the bench there for Taranaki, one of the all-time greats for Australia. And at the other side of the court, you've got Mike Fitchett and Phil Jones. Man, two of the greatest guards, especially, you know, no disrespect to Fitchy. He's one of the greats also, but Phil Jones is like all-time two of the greatest shooters we've seen. So, man, I'd like to see the coaches go at it. Maybe they can play some ones afterwards. We'll sell some tickets.
Do you reckon they have a go at training?
I don't know if their hips are still holding up, man, to be honest with you, but I'm sure they can still shoot. And Sammy Mack, he was a crazy athlete. He was similar to Carlin Davidson. So, yeah, I could see that those two hooking up would be great for Carlin's development. Obviously, a guy that went to a couple of Olympics and played a similar style could really help such a young, talented athlete.
The Giants in that first quarter was 6 from 7. That wayward three-point shot, which almost went down from Dempster, the only miss for the Giants.
What percentage is that?
85%, 6 from 7. Lucky it's in front of me. I'm not doing no math that quick.
And a bit of zone action here from the Giants as well. Little 2-3 zone to start this quarter. So both teams giving little different looks coming out of the breaks.
It's another travel call against the Giants, against the Airs, sorry.
Just a little bit sloppy with that pivot foot, just dragged it there. I think Mikey caught him. They could damn near call that on every play though. That's a tough one, unfortunately. They're staying in this zone here, sorry, Taylor.
Well, both teams have done that zone. 3 ball, fires unsuccessful. Bailey with the rebound, gets the ball back. Up to Taufa. You mentioned that zone, cutting through is Bailey.
Just seen he had the little mismatch there, and that was a great little front cut. And Taufa, he could see it. He just punched it right into him, and the easy one there for Bailey. He'd be punching himself that he didn't get the and one there. It was easy, but he'll get a couple free throws, so we'll take that.
I'm always a real big fan of the Sky Broadband Rapid League jerseys. But, I mean, the light numbers on the light jersey for the Giants, not the one. Not the one.
Yeah, it is a tough read from this perspective. Hopefully in person they can see him a little bit better for sure. Beautiful colorway though, as discussed earlier.
Great colorway from my school, and a great colorway for you as well. Well, you've just taken off your New South Wales jersey.
Oh, and unlucky they're on the boards. Just spilled out of bounds, so Taranaki will get the baseline out of bounds. Short clock, 14 on the shot clock.
Taufa gets the bounce pass in. The mismatch was there again. He's missed that bunny. Once more has Quinton Bailey.
He's doing a great job of getting inside and getting those touches. Just needs to finish.
Chamberlain.
Great find.
Bullet pass to the right corner. They get the ball back with an offensive board. Another attempt. Wayward again, and yet another offensive rebound. And in the end, Inwood puts it in.
Yeah, really hurting them on the offensive glass right now. The Giants just jamming up and putting a presence on the glass, and they get rewarded again.
Cornell gets it to Taufa. Bounce pass it. Well, he threaded it through brilliantly, but Cornell just wasn't looking, so it went straight into Dempster.
Just a little bit bogged down right now offensively. Taranaki getting stuck on one side. They seem to be a little bit more comfortable getting the ball second and third side touches.
Oh, great little dish. Just couldn't quite reel it in with Inwood. Dempster for his third three-pointer of the Rapid League game. Oh, the master telling the apprentices how it's done.
He's been doing it forever, Sammy D. He's a good dude, man. Great character, great person for the league, and obviously just getting his eye on for the Sal's game after this as well.
Taufa trades blows. Gets a 3 for his team.
Yeah, right back at you. And I would not be surprised if we see decent minutes from both of those young men in the next game as well for the Sal's game.
Oh, Dem's so lovely. You just called him young.
He's still running around out here with these young guys, looking good.
Does not look like he's missed a beat. In fact, he's leading the way.
There we go. They'll be in trouble without him right now, so we'll take it. Alex McNaughton and James Matthews checking back in here, so that's a nice little guard substitution for you able to bring in, and Sammy D a well-earned rest. Shout out Drew Green, coaching Taranaki Rapid League right now. One of my surfing whānau. We get to have a good surf together. I keep talking about getting down to Taranaki. They tell me it's amazing surf.
Yeah, the black sand beaches heading down there from this great small town called Te Kuiti on the way to New Plymouth. There's you pass a lot of great beaches.
Okay,
a lot of great surf.
That's us, we there.
Taranaki attempting another 3-ball. The deficit only 3. If they can get one here, they've tied it right back up. Ricochets to the left-hand side of the court, but no team's really grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck. They're just keeping each other in arm's reach. You're
just trading punches here in this first half, and Bailey kind of imposing himself on the O-boards again, but yet to make a presence with those putbacks. He just kicked out on that one. Taranaki's kind of happy for these Giants guards to shoot from the perimeter. They're playing them for the drive, just playing those shooting percentages right now, which is smart.
Well, the Giants' field goal percentage was 85%. Has dropped down to 61 now. And the Airs with 54%.
It's tough to beat a team when you let them shoot 85%. They're going to have to get a few stops. Taranaki.
Inwood drives all the way to the basket and gets the whistle. So he'll go to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Yeah, and a great job there of just forcing the matter, you know, putting pressure on the referees to blow their whistle, and you don't always get that call, but he'll get to the stripe here. The lefty kind of throws people off with his angles inward. He's done a great job of drawing contact.
Yeah, speaking of field goal percentage, coming into this game, he was 31 from 48 in the Rapid League. That's 65%. You're shooting them pretty well.
Man, we're like almost done for the season. There's only a couple rounds left, so it's not like he's doing it on a few shots, so that's really impressive.
Part of the team that won it last year, and the Giants, while they're on track to get another back-to-back title.
Yeah, that'll help them right now. They need every little percentage point and win to even have a chance of advancing to the top 6 in the Sal's, and this counts on that, and a little bit undermanned, so real important Rapid League game for the Giants, as crazy as that sounds.
Chamberlain bowls over Tamatea, no malice in it.
And that'll be a bonus shooting foul there, because you only get 3 in Rapid League, and Giants are over the limit, so Tamatea will get a couple free throws here.
It's a great pass too to try and look down court on a fast break opportunity, but disrupting was Chamberlain, so they will go and have an opportunity to cut the deficit down to 3.
And you'll see his dad over on the bench there, Tamatea, legendary Gisborne Rising Suns. Great man over there with the glasses in the back, giving game to Carlin Davidson, so great to see him still involved with this.
Just 16 years old, and as I mentioned, you've been around a lot of these youngsters and you've seen them develop and grow. You're liking where they're going at the moment with the youth basketball in New Zealand?
Yeah, absolutely. There's crazy amount of talent coming through right now. And Tamatea is one of them. Apparently, he's one of the top touch players we've got too, like a New Zealand level representative from what I'm told. So very athletic.
Well, footwork certainly beneficial in both teams. I'm sure he's breaking ankles on the grass and on the court. Taufik loses the handles, and who's that disrupting? McNaughty?
Alex McNaught, yeah, as he does, getting his hand in there, and have to be careful. They don't want to pick up a cheap one here and put them at the line. They're in the bonus, but always disruptive, the Giants and Alex McNaught.
They had a 2-point lead heading into the first quarter. At the moment, they've got a 6-point lead. Oh, that's a nice little finish. That's off the glass.
Exeter's been great on that, just those one-on-one blow-bys, and pretty good job of keeping his chest in front, but just better finish there. O beats D.
We have a BNZ player timeout. You get one per half. You're not allowed any coach input at present. You've got someone like Sammy D. What's like having a coach on court. Is that a cheat code?
Absolutely. I love the idea of the player timeouts. I actually wish we could implement them in high school, because for some reason you're constantly asking your kids to talk, and then as soon as you let them have their own timeout, everybody's Phil Jackson. So whatever mechanism it takes to get, you know, people talking, I'm with it, because yeah, sometimes you do a lot of talking as a coach and you don't want to.
5 seconds left to get this ball away. What are they going to do? They're just going to go straight to the rim, and they do get it done through Alex McNaught.
Great, strong take there by Alex McNaught, getting to that little hooky finish. But if you're Bailey, you know you'll be, again, knowing that you're sticking to the scout. You don't want to let him get to that right-hand layup there late. You want to gap him and force him into a long contested shot. So 6-point lead for the Giants at the half.
26-20, as you mentioned. So they had a 2-point lead. They've extended that now to 6. And here are the Chemist Warehouse stats for the first half. Inwood with 11. Sam Dempster with 3 triples. Taufa leading the way for the Airs.
Yeah, man, Inwood just crept up on me there with 11, but you can for sure see that his energy's up there the whole game. The eye test pass and 3 rebounds as well. And Quinton Bailey living up to the little hype before the game. He's got 5 boards as well. And James Matthews and Alex McNaught, they're 2 lead guards with, you know, 3 pieces amongst them, and Taufa leading the way for Taranaki.
Yeah, Bailey is really one of the leaders for this Airs team. Played over 100 NBL games. So you've got a lot of experience there. I just think because when we talk about Dempster so much, it's over 200 games.
Yeah, Sammy D's been around forever, you know, respectfully. But yeah, Bailey's been around a long time as well, and he leads the way from the front. He's in great shape, you know. He seems to be like he's right in his prime, and he plays big minutes in the cells as well. And what I like about it is he doesn't play down at all when he comes down here. He just plays the same and leads from the front, and that's exactly what you want from your guys every time they step between the lines.
Well, he's a local, obviously. Went to Stratford High, played for the Airs back in 2014 to 16, and then a stint from 18 to 19, and he's back.
Yeah, it's cool to see locals, you know, and they get comfortable in the league, and you get that home support as well. So I like that, you know, the more that we can retain the local talent. Obviously, if there's not anything on offer for them that's, you know, bigger in a bigger league, then try and keep them at home and develop them that way.
What do the Airs need to do to regain the lead in this game?
I mean, it's a great question. You know, both teams have really just been trading punches. So I'll be interested to see what changes they make. You know, Nelson obviously pressuring up a little bit and shooting the ball pretty well. So if I'm Taranaki, we're talking about the defensive end and getting stops. Offense, I don't think is a problem. 20 pointers seems like a decent clip for a rapid league half, but 26 is a lot to be leaking at the other end. So we need some stops down this end. And I don't think it's the zone, but they're going back to it. So we'll see how that plays out.
Well, both teams have been implementing the 2-3 zone.
They have, and not a lot of stops. But right there's one, they're like, what are you doing? Bum, stop. I mean, it's inevitable at some point they're going to miss. You know what I mean, Taylor? If you just keep firing away from the outside. Again, though, in 2025, I don't know how many times I've said that. And by the time you think they're missing, they start hitting again.
Being a bit more adaptable is probably what both teams need to do. Inwood, the leading scorer in the game so far.
Yep. Looks like they're going man on a miss and zone on a make here or stop Taranaki, so just changing up those looks to keep them guessing. So much easier to figure it out when you're sitting in a box watching it on TV than when you're out on the court.
Oh yes, the ability to have the full court view from the side.
Yeah, and again, that's kind of what makes these tall guards so valuable. Often we think it's speed, but the ability to see over the defense and see the patterns and make the reads a little bit earlier and get the ball where it needs to go, that's really the size advantage.
Cornell goes one-on-one where Dempster gets the better of him.
What a beautiful finish from the young big there, just the footwork and the soft left-hand finish. And man, he's an athlete, Cornell.
Dempster inbounds lead is still 4. Inwood gets the pass away. McNaught at the top looking for an option. Don't know if that was on. There was 3 people ahead of him. Wasn't carrying the ball with aggression.
Yeah, there was a little, it was a 2-3 zone, I believe, and they screened that middle man, and it looked like Telfer was supposed to take Alex, but he didn't. So Alex made the read and ended up attacking that middle man. Normally he'd have to get off like a little floater or runner, but was lucky there, turned that into a foul. But like you said, probably could have gone either way.
Then they reset back with McNaught, gets it back out to Dempster. Oh, another, that is the 4th triple for Sam Dempster.
Yeah, and that's the value of Sam Dempster. He's a pick and pop big, so if that big defending him drops in any fashion, you've got that little kickback pass and wide open, and not all bigs can knock that down, but he can. And Telfer's pretty much replied every single time Sammy D's hit, so it's a shootout right now.
This is what you can do, I can do too.
Fun game so far, a lot of points on the board. And again, very meaningful, this Rapid League win for Nelson potentially.
Another triple goes down for the Giants.
And James Matthews beats the scout there. He said, you guys want to disrespect me and get me, I'm going to knock down this corner 3 and beat the scout on you.
Oh, big contact underneath and getting his own rebound. And again, he's missing quite a lot of those.
Yeah, he's doing a great job again of getting deep and getting his hands on those O-boards, but would love to see some of those finishes go down and help bridge this gap for Taranaki. 7 points is a lot in Rapid League this late in the piece.
McNaught has 5 seconds left on the shot clock, puts in the left foot step, the no-look pass out in the corner. Can't get the finish. That would have been a nice assist, but who else is there cleaning up the boards but Inwood? Gosh, he has really done a lot of hard work.
He's been great for them, not only scoring but rebounding the basketball. And we know we're in 2025 when you miss 4 threes in a row and nobody flinches and tries to get a layup. Just keep firing. This is new age basketball.
Oh,
it's a quick way to put points on the board. Inwood, I think he could hear us. He said, okay, we'll try this driving thing.
That was so nonchalant with the finish there. Inwood, he is the mahi man today.
Yeah, and I guess it's, you know, to do, they just fired up 4 threes, so you're kind of playing them for that, you know, that 5th one, and just gets that little step there, and like you said, looked easy, but it was actually quite a difficult finish there. I think it might have been with his offhand as well for the lefty, so tough. He's having a great game this evening.
Opportunity to add the point on to the end. What? Can't get there.
Pretty impressive 3 quarters for an undermanned Giants team. 3 of their best Rapid League guys missing, and they're not missing a beat here.
Oh, stolen too again by the Giants. It bounces us. Inwood gives us a rim shaker.
Chamberlain to Inwood. You can see the chemistry. These kids have played together, well, young men, they've played together a lot, not just only in Rapid League and National League, but through, you know, the rep ranks and through school down there. A lot of them have been around each other, and it's paying dividends right now.
And you can see that they're having fun, this Giants team. And you mentioned as well, they're without Hayden Jones, Lockie Crate, and Will Blight. And we did say they were undermanned, and we didn't expect them to probably be as cohesive as they have been.
You got to take your head off to Fitch and Phil, you know, keeping them engaged. And things were looking bleak for the Giants early, but a few new pieces, and they're still in the fight right now and look like they're playing with energy. But Cornell there with the big hit to cut this thing to 8, headed into the end of the third.
He's also had a good game as well for the years.
Great game. They have one possession here if they want it, the Giants. Got the switch out top. Little on big, so see if Matthews takes advantage.
5 seconds left. They decide to fire from outside the arc.
Didn't really create too much there, and that's the value of having Bailey there, a big that can slide his feet. You know, he can stay in front of those guards.
1.6. The ball misses everyone.
Turnover. That'll go back down and be a baseline inbounds for the Giants. So cheeky little play, but unfortunately it's kind of a big mistake because they'll have 1.6 for a baseline out of bounds here, Nelson, which is plenty of time to get a score from a baseline out of bounds.
Plenty, as we saw in the Saints game, that crazy finish.
Oh, yo, my man Hiram, great
1.6
pass
plenty
too.
time.
Wow.
Dempster, catch, shoot. Oh, the buzzer beater from Sam Dempster. This guy is like, I don't want 2-pointers today. It's all triples for Sam Dempster. That is 5 3-pointers.
And big hit by Sammy D, but no lie, Taylor, it's like it's a free hit, right? You know what I mean? Like that turnover was really the backbreaker because you got 1.6, whoever catches it's got to fire it. So let that thing go and shoot it with confidence, and you know Sam will. And man, big hit to end this quarter, put them up 11 heading into the fourth, and Rapid League's a big deficit.
He's like, you know what, I don't want no 2-pointers today. Just give me all triples. You can see Judd there with a massive smile on his face.
Yeah, they are the basketball gods are kind of owe it to the Giants on this run home. Again, they had a real rocky start, so you know I take my hat off to them for staying in the fight and giving themselves a chance week after week. It ain't easy, so well done in this Taranaki outfit. I would say they're one game away in the South Rapid League from locking their spot in. So for them, it's obviously locking your spot in, but finding some chemistry and building that depth in the bench. A little leopard right there or something.
I don't know my cats too well. I was going to say cheetah, but I actually think you're right. I think that's a leopard. I'm glad you spoke first. Yeah, it's pretty cold in Taranaki.
Yo.
I mean, I'm sitting here with a shawl. It's a cheat, right? It's like wearing a blanket. Last quarter here, and the Giants have led at the end of each quarter. We've slowly crept up each time. The first quarter they led by 2, the second they led by 6. Now they lead by 11.
I'd be interested to see if they turn up the offensive pace and the defensive heat here, Taranaki. You know, done a lot of these games and teams just kind of let it fade out a lot of the time. Bailey there on the boards, great job. And put that one back in, so finally gets rewarded for all of his effort. But again, Taranaki just happy to fall back into the quarter court man here, and they're going to run out of time if they keep defending this way to end the quarter. Can't look. Oh man, they can't keep helping off here.
I was going to say, they are not putting a man on Sam Dempster. Get when you do a zone. Oh, and again, another steal coming in for the Giants. They're just not really protecting the ball so well.
Yeah, a little bit loose with the turnovers right now and with good intent, but often when we're in a hole, a little bit of time, you know, teams force things and it doesn't always end with the best result.
Fantastic handles, freed up the space out on the left-hand corner. Doesn't want the shot though. That's a lovely off-balance shot, but it will not fall for the Giants.
I'm just getting help. Court helping off the ball, one pass away down at the other end, Taranaki right now, and it's causing them issues.
Tamatea drives, kicks it out. Lovely 3-ball for the Airs. And again, he's had a stellar game, as we've already mentioned.
Yeah, Quinnell, he's really been shooting that thing, and he's keeping them in touching distance right now. It's a 2-position game after that hit. Big shot.
Trailing by 6, the Airs, they need a stop here. Just breezing through on that left-hand side.
Those are the ones that hurt. You know, you cut it to a 2-position game, then you just give up a straight line blow-by for the easy layup.
Good offensive board as well. He's missed it. Quinton Bailey will watch the replay of this and be frustrated with a couple of the shots that he's missed because he knows he would usually sink those ones just like that.
Great finish there by James Matthews, absorbing the contact on Bailey. But yeah, it's been a tough night. You cannot fault the effort, and great job on the O boards, but unfortunately just struggling to finish right now around the ring.
They'll get the ball back here to inbound a minute 43 to score 10 points. It is not undoable whatsoever in the Rapid League. That's why it's called Rapid, because things happen quickly.
Great crash there by Telfer to earn his team an extra possession. And Alex McNaught will check back in here. Should just make things a little bit more difficult for them at
like
this end defensively. Yeah.
He will just be on you the whole time. He's got a big ticker. He can go all day.
I'm pretty sure he was a New Zealand level water polo player when he first came through, Alex. Been
so
around him quite a lot of time. So yeah, he's like strong and yeah, fiery and doesn't mind a little bit of bump and grind down there. Alex, you could see he gets after it. Tough to get by defensively.
Inwood puts it away to Matthews.
Passive coverages here by Taranaki and allowing time and score. Giants just eat a lot of time off the clock. This though.
Yeah, the Airs, great finish there, but the Airs aren't playing like they're trailing, right? They're not hustling for the ball.
I mean, here's the first kind of sign we've seen of some extended D, but it's really just man to man, so you can absorb that at this level. I'd like to see some trapping and yeah, some fouling, just nothing to lose really. Leave it all out there.
Inwood mistimes the pass, you can see.
Just that little bit of pressure, you know, turn them over, just took a bit of time off the shot clock, force them into an uncomfortable look, and they'll get the ball here.
Lead is 8, the Airs with possession. Both teams with a BNZ player timeout up their sleeves. Tamatea back to Telfer. Trying to get some good ball movement. Exeter off the fly, but off the backboard.
Nice little pin down play there for Exeter. They won't really get a better look unless he curled that, so good look. But again, just happy to kind of let the clock run out on them here, Taranaki. That was never my preference, Taylor. We out here getting after it. I'd rather go down by 20 than lose a nice 8. That's always kind of been my thing. But I know they're also building for bigger things as well. Can potentially be working on stylistic looks and whatnot. Little zone stuff here, so they'll work on that. For Taranaki, baseline out of bounds.
Well, the Giants are playing like a team who need this win, and they do. Absolutely, because it contributes to the Sal's NBL table, and they are on the cusp of the 6 as that bounces off the rim.
Yeah, a prideful kind of outfit, the Nelson Giants. You know, anytime you go down there or play them, you know it's going to be a game. Big hit there. Was that Quinnell again?
It certainly was.
He's had a ball game today.
Played a couple seasons for the Rocky Mountain College in the NAIA this year as well.
Okay, back from the States. I believe he played in the small school stuff coming through in high school and was really, really effective before going over there and then obviously coming back and playing in this stuff. So awesome to see his development. He's had a great game out here against the top Rapid League team.
I think that's what I love about the Rapid League is you've got the youngsters, some still at school like Tamatea, you've got those who have gone to college in the US and come back, and then you've got the experienced players like Dempster, like Bailey. It is like one big melting pot of basketball talent, and you can learn stuff from the youngsters and the old guys.
Absolutely, it kind of takes up a space that was, you know, an NBL 1 space that we had, or a second division space where you could make a few mistakes and you could learn, and if you're an old fellow, you know what I mean, you could teach a little bit. So yeah, I think it's been really valuable.
Got a BNZ player timeout with 0.3 seconds on the shot clock, on the game clock, should I say. What can you do in 0.3, Lindsay?
Man, it's a great question. Not a whole lot, to be honest with you. It'll be similar to the play that the Saints drew up where you're trying to look for a lob at the ring or a quick one of those.
McNaught got it off, but it is to no avail, but it doesn't matter because in the end it is the Giants who take the win, 43 points to 38 in the Skyboard Band Rapid League round 14. Off to a good start. That was a good contested game. Some great players from both teams. Here are the Chemist Warehouse stats to end it, and talk us through these, Lindsay.
Man, I mean, 43 points and 30 of them come from Sammy D, the evergreen Sammy D, and obviously Inwood had a ball game this evening. Telfer, you know, taking off on where he did in the last Sal's game, hitting those threes, and Quinnell had a great game this evening, kept them close in that second half. And then Bailey again all over the boards. You know, as we said, he'll be pinching himself a little bit that he didn't finish some of those, but we can't question the effort and the intensity that he brought to the offensive boards. And Inwood again showing up with another 6 boards.
Plenty of assists going around as well. There was a lot of ball movement on both sides.
Yeah, nine assists from the Giants in 18 minutes in a Rapid League FIBA game. That's really impressive. And there's our man Bailey again, you know, rounding things out with the blocks on the defensive end. And man, a lot of hands-on basketballs there. If you're the Giants, you like to see that from the steals. 2-2, 1-1-1.
And that goes to our point beforehand, is the Giants, they just felt a little bit more hungry for the game. The Airs, they just were kind of relaxed, sitting back, waiting for the basketball to come to them as opposed to going out hunting for it. And that stat doesn't lie. Yeah,
absolutely. Giants took the fight to the Airs tonight, so we'll see what things look like coming up shortly in the Cells game.
Absolutely. In 20 minutes time, join us once again at 7 o'clock. We will tip off for the Cells NBL round 14, and it is a crucial game for the MBS Nelson Giants if they want to make the top 6 in the Cells NBL, and equally for the Airs, if they can get a win tonight, it will all but seal their spot in the top 6. We will see you then. Mā te wā. The Airs are on the cusp of clinching a postseason spot and are hoping a bit of good fortune can help them lock in a home semi-final. The Giants, meanwhile, have won 3 of their last 4 to keep themselves within reach of the finals, but a loss here would all but end their postseason dreams. Can the Airs seal their playoff berth, or will the Giants stay in the hunt with a crucial road win? Tēnā koutou katoa i te whānau, no mai haere mai ki Taranaki. Welcome into TSB Stadium in New Plymouth for round 14 of the NZNBL. We tip off with a fantastic game. It is the Giants and the Airs. I am Taylor Johnson. Joining me for inclusive round is Lindsay Tate.
Kia ora, Taylor. I'm excited for this one this evening. You know, the Giants fighting for their life. Every win is a must-win for them, every game. And Taranaki obviously about 1 game away from stamping their ticket. So let's get it on.
7-time New Zealand NBL champion sitting next to me giving all his thoughts for this game, and you can give us your thoughts by scanning that QR code and predicting who is going to win. A lot of people picking the Airs, and why wouldn't you with where they're at the table? But the Giants have forged this big run towards the playoffs and they are hanging on by a thread, Lindsay.
Yeah, both teams kind of new look outfits, and the Giants, they'll be desperate this evening and a little bit undermanned. Some of the young guns away on New Zealand duties, but I'm sure they'll be coming out and playing for their season, so they'll swing with everything they've got this evening.
Let's take a look at the ladder, and there are the Airs sitting in 3rd place. Is this the ladder you would have predicted at the beginning of the season, being this close to the final 6?
Yeah, I would have predicted, you know, the Rams and Saints being up there in all honesty, but aside from that, I thought it was pretty much, you know, it could go any way. And Taranaki, again, they're probably 1 win away from stamping their ticket. Jets have been impressive. Tuatara up and down a little bit, and Sharks are definitely on the rise right here. Even though they look like they're at the bottom right now, the Giants, they're on a winning little momentum right here. So the Bulls have gone opposite. They're lost 7 in a row, I believe, had their game the other day. And the Phi, they're right there. Big game coming up for them against the Saints. So it's anybody's right now for the top 6 right now. There's a whole lot of teams in the mix.
Bulls are breaking me. That is my team in South Auckland. I've been supporting them. It's making pretty tough watching, but it won't be. Hopefully when they play the Airs. The Airs have to back it up again in a couple days against the Bulls. But tomorrow we have the Nuggets and the Rams, and the Hawks versus Sharks on Friday. And then the Saints will host the Phi on Saturday, and then also following that on Sunday would be the Tuatara and the Sharks and the Jets and the Rams. You're doing Saints Phi. What are you predicting in that one?
Yeah, it's a big one. You know, Saints have stamped their ticket, but the Phi, again, another team that are really fighting for their life. And, you know, it'll be a difficult one to pick. Phi are going to be desperate. You know, Saints, they won't want to rest on their laurels. They'll be trying to build some momentum heading into the playoffs. So I'm a Saints guy. I got to go with them.
You know, it's a good competition when we are 2 rounds out from the top 6 playoffs, and there are so many teams still contesting those final few spots. But let's talk about the team who have travelled here to New Plymouth, the MBS and Nelson Giants. Have got Combs, Robinson, McRae, Jones and Judd. Who needs to kind of stand up in order to keep their playoff hopes alive?
Robinson's one of my favorite guards, the lefty point guard. He's real shifty and crafty, and he plays with a lot of flair. But I think this evening, you know, Combs, he's going to be the one that's going to be the deciding factor for the Giants. You know, the big man, he's been great around the rim. He can shoot that thing, and obviously rebounding the ball at a high clip.
We spoke to Jeremy Combs ahead of this game. Let's hear what he had to say.
Jeremy Combs, the Giants have won 6 out of their last 7 games when scoring 91 points or more. What's the key to finding that kind of offensive production against the Airs today?
I would say just following the game plan, trying to play inside out, finding our shooters, and I think if we do that, we got a good chance to win.
Craig Moller has slid in seamlessly to this Airs lineup. What aspects of his game are you hoping limit his effectiveness to give the Giants the upper hand?
He's a great player that can play inside out. He do a great job offensive rebounding, so we're going to try to keep him off the glass, and hopefully we can do that and get the win.
Combs will certainly need to put his hand up today in order to keep their playoff hopes alive, as we have mentioned plenty of times. But the home team, Davison, Fletcher, Dutt, Moller and Andrew, you touched on it earlier, Lindsay. Both teams have had plenty of changes throughout the season. There's some new players for the Airs, but I really love watching Davison. I think every time he is on the court, I'm excited. He's unpredictable.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if Carlin's not in the All-Star 5. You know, obviously an MVP candidate and right on cue. A bounce windmill easy. But like you said, Dutt's new to the piece, still finding his feet, and Moller's been a massive pickup for this group. Jack Andrew, they'll be welcoming him back. He was sick last week, so yeah, strong outfit for Taranaki to start this game.
Let's talk to the Australian mag, Craig Moller. He is standing by.
The Ears have held consecutive opponents under 80 points in your last 2 wins and are undefeated this year when keeping opponents under that mark. What aspects of the Giants game are you hoping to contain to keep their scoring down today?
Yeah, our defensive rating is something we've been talking about a lot since I've been here. We're about mid-table at the moment, so we need to keep improving that, holding them to under 80, as you say. I think they got some good bigs in there today, so defending their post work is going to be massive to the result.
Jeremy Combs is a key to the Giants' offense in the post. What aspects of his game do the Ears need to contain to limit his effectiveness?
Yeah, he's been scoring the ball really well, him and McRae as well. So, yeah, they're a big focus for us. We've got a few plans, so we'll switch it up throughout the game and hopefully something will work.
Looking forward to this game. The Ears coming off an 84-72 win over the Hawks. As we take a look at the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head, what stands out for you? Well, what do you want to talk about from this?
Well, both teams are obviously in form, you know, coming off back-to-back wins, and the big thing standing out here, key players, like you said, Carlin Davidson, you know, he's been a highlight reel. He's tearing the league up right now, and Jeremy Combs, slightly late addition, and you team him up with Callum McRae. They've got some real big bodies inside, and that's where Taranaki's kind of been bullying teams early in the season, so we'll love to see that match up as well with Jack Andrews, these big boys banging around this evening.
Yeah, you mentioned the Giants coming off their win 96-82 over the Nuggets, but that scoreline flatters them because it was a very big, very tight tussle, should I say.
Yeah, you're right. I caught the highlights of that today, you know, trying to be a professional and see what was going on. And the Nuggets played them really tight. And that was with a full Nelson Giants outfit as well. Again, missing Lockie Crate, Hayden Jones, and Will Blight this evening away on New Zealand duties, and rightfully so. But that'll be a big hit for them. That's a big part of their bench. But their rapidly group had a great outing earlier, so I'm sure they'll be ready to go this evening.
As a 3-time MVP of this league, who is questioning your professionalism, Lindsay Tate?
I'm sure a lot of people are, to be honest with you. It's just an opinion. Everyone's got one.
Well, we are moments away from tip-off. Here are the match officials, Brad Clive, Mikey Graham and Kobe Lucas. And just before this, we had the Sky Broadband Rapid League game. The Giants got the win 43 points to 38. Sam Dempster was fantastic. 5 triples for him.
Evergreen Sam Dempster just slotting right into Rapid League and blowing it wide open for, again, a big win for them. All of those points add up potentially, and they factored in last year to the top 6. So Giants clawing for every inch of help that they can get right now at this part of the season.
As I mentioned in the opening this week across the Sal's NBL, we're celebrating Inclusive Round. It's a powerful reminder that basketball is a game for everyone. From June 18 to 29, teams across the league are coming together to honour diversity, community and the power of inclusion, and you just absolutely love to see it. There is something for everyone, both on and off the court, from being a match official, an administrator, a coach, a player. There is something for everyone.
Absolutely. I used to get caught up in thinking that basketball was only for those that could do it well and the competitive stuff, but it's the furthest thing from the truth, you know, kind of not being able to play anymore, and getting a different lens as a coach and someone from the community. So absolutely, Taylor, it's massive, and really basketball is just a vehicle for us to connect with people, and recently got to go away with Poitukohu, Māori Aotearoa, and learn and connect with another culture altogether and learn about Aboriginal, Indigenous. So again, just another opportunity through the game of basketball to learn and connect and grow. So yeah, beautiful sport, man, a beautiful way to bring us together, something positive, especially with everything going on. Everywhere I go, people vaping, Taylor. Everywhere I go. Like, surely this help our young ones running around out here. They're vaping their brains out in West Auckland right now. We need to slow down.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Lindsay Tate. Both teams certainly going to need full use of their lungs.
They will.
For this game, it is going to be high octane, high tempo with a lot on the line. The Ears are wanting to secure their spot in the top 6 and potentially a home semi-final. First shot away, and it ricochets off the back, but an offensive board. for the Airs, playing in their black strip. He gets a refund and cannot get the ball in the basket. So now it is for the Giants with their first possession.
And you can see early the size and the strength of Taranaki just imposing themselves on the board. A couple of O boards and missed opportunities for them at that end.
Giants also with a couple of first-up misses to Judd and Robinson. So it's back with the Airs. Still looking for our first bucket of the game, and of course it comes by way of Cullen Davison.
And that's just too easy for Carlin there, just the straight line, baseline rip past Robinson, who's a quick guard for the easy deuce.
Threading the ball through, and looked like he just lost the handles there, but not to be. Got his hand in the cookie jar. Did Dutt.
I think that was Dutt there, just stabbed at the post there. Little often a ploy that we use if they've got a good post player to try and stunt at them and get them to pick up the ball or get hands on it, but got caught with the ticky-tack foul. Zone action, I think, here from Taranaki on the baseline out of bounds.
McRae was shown the corner, wasn't allowed to get under the basket. Good handles being shown here from the Giants. A block, though, coming in from Jack Andrew, not for the first time this season. And almost getting the steal, Judd.
Yeah, he's been great at that the whole year. Jack Andrews, he's been one of my favorites. I think he'll be in line for most improved. Just his rebounding, his rim protection, his demeanor. It's been a breakout year for him in the NZNBL, Jack Andrews.
Amazing what just changing team and just changing his perspective of the game has done for him. That's block number 35 for Jack Andrew.
Yeah, I think his time away, you know, learning as a development player in the ANBL, he's obviously matured and it's helped him a lot. And just his stature, you know, the swagger that he's walking with, even though he carries himself with a quiet demeanor, you can tell he's playing with confidence. And this big man here, Cullen McRae, he's been a great pickup for the Giants as well, with the find there on the weak side.
Getting another hand to it too, again the Airs, but it's come off Davison, so it will go back to the Giants. Both teams not really finding their rhythm at the moment on offense.
Yeah, and that's, you know, where Carlin, he plays with a lot of flair, but that one there, the kind of behind the back split in the backcourt, he could probably just take the air out of the ball there and get a good look. So finding that balance for both teams, a little bit rushed early on, and I'd say it's a big game, so with good intent, just pressing a little bit.
Everything to play for here for the Giants. McRae gets the ball down, will take the trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
And Robinson Jr., I believe he's leading the league in assists right now, and he had 10 in the last game at least when I was watching those highlights, and there plays in that middle on ball with McRae. He's a big body and perfect little pocket pass to the lefty for the easy layup and one.
Having someone 7'1" in your team is an absolute luxury. That is where McRae stands, unsuccessful on the attempt to convert the and one.
You can't teach height, you know, and they're lucky they got Jack Andrew down there to bang around with him, because he's a big body as well.
Oh, he threaded the ball well, did Davison, got their hands free, but just not on to looking at where that ball went was Jack Andrew.
And I love Carlin, I love what he's done this season, but I think the next stage of his evolution is exactly that, like learning to play through a little bit of adversity and not getting caught up with the referees. Pretty sure there was a game I seen down here this year, he got thrown out and it wasn't really necessary, you know, a player of his quality and his stature in the league. And I mean, shoot, I used to struggle with that a lot, so hopefully he'll learn how to tame that fire and channel it in the right direction as he continues to mature as an athlete, because he's a super talented young man.
Absolutely, he plays it like 100 miles an hour.
For sure, it's hard to turn that switch off, you know, and sometimes the gift, it can be the curse. So it's just taming that and channeling it in the right direction, and not getting caught up with the referees, because it's wasted energy. And again, there's probably a whole lot of people laughing about me. I constantly struggled with that, but you know, that's the beauty of it and the curse as well.
Step back three again, no good for Fletcher. To go quickly, Combs gets the ball in, and again they will go to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. But what a low-scoring opening quarter.
Yeah, and a great finish there by Combs, the big man for the Giants. He's been really good for them so far this season, and there again, just using his size, and he'll get to the line with the and one. I like the style that he's got going on right here. I like that. I really do.
What do you call it?
It's like the ODB kind of look. I like that.
Averages 24.2 points, does Jeremy Combs. They'll need to contain him, the Airs.
Little 2-3 zone action here. Giants just mixing it up off their free throws. That's too easy.
Yeah, we saw that a lot in the Rapid League. And that's the danger of a zone. You get too busy marking the zone, you don't pick up the man when he comes through.
And just a little bit slow on those tags or those bumps. And Armand Fletcher there, you are strong wing, great athlete, just easy rip for the lay to tie things up. And you're right, almost 4 minutes played, about a point a minute right now. So it's unusual for such a high-scoring competition. A lot of threes being shot. It's a great matchup here, Combs and Moller. These two smashing the boards right now. Dom Kalman-Poto checking in for some early minutes. He was great for them in their last game as well.
He's got the task of marking McRae. McRae really indecisive. He has to go around Kalman-Poto. Gets the whistle too.
Another and one. I believe that's the third already for the Giants, and that's with the right hand there for the big fella. The offhand, which is again a luxury if you've got a big that can play off both shoulders. So Giants giving Taranaki a bit of trouble inside, and they've had to get some bodies through early. So it'll be interesting to see how they make those adjustments.
It's the second one he has left behind, has not been able to make the most of his trips to the free throw line. Look at the ears conjure up on offense here. It's been a little bit disjointed. Kind of living and dying by the three-point shot at the moment, hence why it is such a low-scoring game. Field goal percentage at 33% for the Airs, 2 from 6.
Oh, beautiful ball movement there from the Giants with the one more. Combs hard on the old boards, but he'll get caught with the push in the back foul on Moller. Both of those boys will be on the boards the whole evening, so I wouldn't expect anything different.
Frustrating foul to give up though so early in the game, and not really needed.
Yeah, he's very valuable, and you see here a massive pickup for Taranaki, a little bit under the radar. Jalen Gerard, he's my little brother. I'm a little bit biased, but he lit up in their last game, 4 or 5 threes and blew that thing wide open. So a little microwave coming off the bench for Taranaki.
He's a certified shooter, lets him his radars on. In fact, he gets it out to Moller.
He's got the mismatch down low here.
Here's Duran for his first three-point attempt. It is away.
And I like that by Jay. He'll always play with confidence. Ooh, nice little header there.
Well, the ball missed everyone.
That was a crazy lob. Yeah.
The ball missed everyone.
Couldn't have caught that one, but even Robinson's having a bit of a laugh, I think. And he's a great passer, the lefty. He's super skillful. I like his game. He played cheeky, like a little touch player. I like this ball pressure by Jalen Durand as well.
Jones bounce past it to down. Dom Kalman-Poto bats it away. Wanting to go quickly. Won't get the bucket, but will get the whistle. And that is DKP getting in the passing lanes.
Yeah, and Fletcher there just forcing it downhill. You know what I mean? Getting to the cup and imposing himself into lane, and he'll get rewarded with a couple of free throws. That was good for Taranaki. You know, they need to stop this momentum right here, even though it's only a 2-point game. Just catch their breath and get organized halfway through the quarter, being a bit disjointed.
And picking up the pace too, because it has been quite a slow game. We haven't really seen many fast break opportunities or people getting downhill quickly, as you say.
I mean, it's been hard for them, I guess, Taylor, because they've given up 3 and 1s at the other end. So unless you're a team that takes it out the net and runs, which is kind of rare nowadays, yeah, they kind of slowed the tempo down. So getting a few stops at this end, I think, will help them speed the tempo up offensively for Taranaki. And I like what Taranaki's doing here. You know, they bring their second unit in and they get up the court defensively and be a nuisance. You know, wear these guards down, especially without 3 of their young guns around. Just take some miles off their legs the whole game. Just keep eating away, chipping away.
No Hayden Jones, no Lockie Craig, no Will Blight on national team duties.
So this, like, every time, just take 4 or 5 seconds off the shot clock. Just wear them down, get bodies through. This is where Robinson's a problem, playing off this middle on ball, and they can't switch that or they'll get punished there. You see Dom Kalman-Poto in the drops, and he just gets attacked, and that left the small guard, Jalen Durand, with the giant of a man, McRae, and he did a great job of not allowing him to put it on the ring, but he'll get a couple free throws here. Again, a bit of a hacker shack early on, just not converting from the line. 0 for 4 from the line right now as a group. It's a bit of a mental game early on for the Giants.
The crowd here trying to rattle him, and then finally he gets one down. 7-6, 5 minutes of basketball has been played.
And with that foul, that puts the Giants in the bonus for the rest of the quarter. Great take there by Carlin Davidson. Again, another straight line blow by, not much resistance, and he'll get an and one. But Taranaki, they'll have to be aware for the rest of the quarter. Over just under 5 minutes, they won't be able to foul, or the Giants will be at the free throw line shooting.
Davison made his tallback debut versus Australia this year. One of the newest faces has joined an illustrious group, which you've had the pleasure of being a part of.
Yeah, Carlin, man, what a well-earned as well, you know. He's definitely improved from high school and the time he's put in the ANBL, and putting big numbers on the board here. So, yeah, well done representing Aotearoa. Not everyone gets to do it. Alex McNaught checking into the game here for his first minutes, and Sam Dempster, as you said, Taylor, earlier, 5 threes to set it off in the Rapid League game. Robinson left that one short from the perimeter.
Davison plows in. Robinson, he is calling for the foul. It's not going to come.
And that's his 3rd turnover, Taylor, which is, you know, that's a lot at this level for a player of his caliber. And again, he's, you know, you're going to let him play with freedom, a kid like Carlin, and make a few mistakes, but just got to tighten up a little bit.
Field goal percentage for both teams very low. Giants sitting on 30%, 3 from 10. The Airs 3 from 9. Home 33.
This is the opposite of Rapid League. They were shooting 85% at halftime. So we'll take the glass half full approach again, and the defense has been great early on in this game. Don't leave him open.
There's the matchup between the two.
The two Panthers brothers.
Yeah, point guard from the Panthers.
And good on both of them, you know, hanging tough season for both of them, but found their feet here, and good to see them playing for contenders, you know, and giving themselves the opportunity to play their trade and show their worth in some real valuable games.
Well, definitely something positive to come out of the Panthers, as you say, is allowing those two to get some good exposure and into 2 contending teams.
It's another turnover there by Carlin. We'd like to see him just put that one on the ring, and Combs picks it up and goes coast to coast. What a luxury when you're big. Do that down the court.
Big man can move. He can move.
Yeah, he's mobile. He looked great.
Davison looking for an option. How about the elevation there from Robinson to tip that away?
Yeah, not only is Robinson a league leader in assists, he's also second, I believe, in the league in steals. So, and that's in decent minutes. So he's a pest. At the end of the last game that they played, he picked up some big steals when he started applying that pressure.
Giants, we're all squared up here this game. Vital for them to keep their top 6 aspirations alive. Robinson with ball in hand.
Like Jalen there got caught, got hit on the screen and just hooked his hip a little bit. And Robinson, you know, he's a maestro in those pick and rolls, just playing with a guy like Combs who knows what he's doing as well. He's just picking them apart right now. And I like that matchup with Jalen and Robinson. You could tell they must have played a lot on one-on-ones together. It's like a respectful kind of challenge. I know that look that they've got in their eyes, you know, it's respect, but you want to beat each other so that once we're talking after the game, you don't have bragging rights over me. I got it over you, man.
Combs most recently played in Japan for the Tokushima and the Japanese B3 league, same league as McRae.
Very low scoring affair early on here. Both teams will be in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter, so no fouls to give up, otherwise they're giving up free opportunities from the line. So it'll be interesting to see if we see some more zone at the end of this third. Oh, sorry, last 3 minutes of this first.
Carmen Porto, Mola.
Little pin down there for Carlin Davidson up the corner.
He's such a threat. He draws a couple of defenders. Good offensive board from Mola.
Mola's been huge on the board since he arrived.
Wanting to go downhill quickly. Other Giants dishes it away to Robinson. Nice finish.
And he's quick in transition with the offhand there, the right, just the easy layup. And gives them the 3-point lead here, the Giants. Playing out of that pin down a lot, Taranaki, out of the corners.
Jack Andrew goes hard to the rim. McRae there gets his arms up. Does enough to stifle it.
Yeah, decent job there of just walling up, and not the greatest laterally, respectfully, but definitely a big, smart young man, and he knows how to position his body well.
Foul again on Moller. Davison over there having a chat to Mikey Graham. They're getting frustrated.
Looks like Jones here will be going to the lines for a couple of free throws after this timeout.
The Airs have called a timeout. This will be the biggest lead of the game, I believe.
Yeah, right now, you know, they're still kind of trading punches, but I think it's more one just to calm them down a little bit, you know, getting caught up a little bit in the referees, a few sloppy turnovers, a little bit stagnant offensively, and it's still a 3-point game, which is a positive. And both teams dealing with a little bit of foul trouble, not shooting it at the greatest clip, so just feeling themselves out, and hopefully in the second quarter we'll get a bit of rhythm.
Giants have left 5 points at the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. They're 2 from 7. The Airs 3 from 3.
I mean, Moller's yet to get on the board, which would be rare, you know, for someone of his caliber this late in the quarter.
I love this. I love this guy. The social media team for the Airs have done a great job with using their mascot.
Yeah, that's the abominable snowman, huh?
He's lost weight. The abominable snowman.
Yeah.
Just don't remember him being that thin. Times are tough out there, Whānau.
But Jones as well, who's going to the line, 8 minutes of play, he's yet to get on the board. So, you know, a few of the bigger name players and the imports, I'm sure we'll see them get going once they get a little bit of rhythm here headed into the second.
This low scoring quarter, what do you put it down to? Is it poor offense, good defense, a combination?
I think it's a combination of both, to be honest with you. There's definitely been some good defensive sequences, and obviously we've spoken a little bit, especially in Taranaki's case, about some sloppy kind of turnovers. So a combination of both. And with good intent, I think both teams, you know, early on just forcing a little bit because they know how important these games are headed down the stretch, especially if you're Nelson.
Jones' first points of the game came at the free throw line, and that makes it 2.
That'll be nice for him to see the ball go through. And a little bit of extended zone pressure here, it looks like. A 2-2-1, back into a 2-3 zone. Just different looks off free throws for the Giants. As you said, they also employed some of that in the Rapid League. Great move by Jack Andrew there on the, you know, bigger McRae, but he did a great job of using his shoulders to create separation for that little baby hook.
Baby hook, I love it. He's playing with a lot more authority this year as well. I just feel like there's a little bit more mana on court.
Absolutely, great word, mana, but you know, confidence as well, and a lot of that comes when people aren't watching, and the work you do at training and getting bumped against better players and building that confidence. So awesome. He's even carrying himself, you know, his head's up and got a different feel, demeanor about him. Another great slash there by Armon Fletcher, who's causing them a lot of issues right now, the Giants, on those slashes, and you can see the bench kind of imploring him. Xavier Adams like, keep going, bro, just do that every time.
He went the long way around too, didn't he? I mean, he went all the way around the perimeter and then went through, finally got a whistle.
Yeah, and I mean, Xavier's a smart kid, you know, he's sitting down at the end watching, and you can see he's obviously got a speed-length mismatch there. It's like, bruv, don't worry about the play. The read supersedes the play in this regard, and we'll get you the ball, and you go ahead and cook and get by.
I think they definitely missed him in the Rapid League game, didn't they? You know, we spoke about who the Giants are missing in Rapid, but equally the Airs were missing a couple too.
For sure, him and Roddy Tuta helped them a lot. And on the O boards there, Fletcher, a big follow. Rare that you see those off a free throw, but again, do the mahi and get the rewards, so he gets the putback. Little zone here from Taranaki, my fault, Taylor. 2-3 zone. Like you said, a lot of zone. I'd say they have to do with the foul trouble down here, down the stretch.
Oh, how did he thread that pass through? It was right in between the legs of 2 defenders for Taranaki.
That's a great question. There's 3 of them down there that's supposed to be protecting that area. How did they get that through? And Jack Andrew smart, not fouling there.
Almost lost possession. The Dut Still finding his feet in this team. DKP mans up, goes against Dempster.
Dom is great down in the post. He's got some great moves, great footwork, tough look there, but in general he's a real problem down there one-on-one in the post, Dom. Great 3-on-3 player as well for the country.
It's about 2 seconds difference between game clock and shot clock here. The Giants looking to extend.
It's too easy. He just got into that little snake there, Taylor, you know, put the defender in jail, and that was easy. That was like a clinic, to be honest with you, of how to use the on-ball screen from a guard. Robertson Jr., really impressive. Love watching his game, the lucky lefty.
I think you're running out of superlatives to describe Robinson because he is such a great player, and it is his team, the Nelson Giants, leading this crucial match 20 points to 16 over the Airs here at TSB Stadium in New Plymouth. No, my hooky mail, welcome back to round 14 of the Sal's NBL, and it is an absolutely juicy game for you. The Giants playing the Airs away, and the Giants need to keep up their winning ways in order to qualify for the top 6. The Airs, on the other hand, need a win to pretty much bag themselves that 3rd spot, if not higher. You can bag yourself a deal with the Sal's Cup 25 code. You can scan that QR code, get your phone out, take a photo. It is valid until next Tuesday. That's a lot of pizza with matariki coming up. I don't feel like I'm doing a lot of cooking. I'm going to be ordering a lot of food.
Yeah, I need one of them tonight when I watch New South Wales beat up on these Queenslanders in a couple hours, Taylor. Get my girl to order a Sal's.
We're back underway here in the Sal's NBL.
Great find there by Fletcher. Oh, Molo. He won't get an easier look than that. No. Both teams right now, Taylor, shooting it great from the 2 in the first quarter, but stinking it up from the 3-point line, in all honesty. 0 for 9 for Taranaki and 0 for 4 for the Giants right now. So I'm sure that'll change in the second quarter. And Robinson, again, just causing them massive problems, getting his feet in the paint, finding his teammates. Had 3 assists in that first quarter, and now he'll get aggressive and get to the free throw line for a couple, just mixing it up.
Very stop-start game. There's been plenty of whistle in that first quarter. Both teams are in the bonus very early.
Yeah, you're right. Both teams were in the bonus with almost 4 or 5 minutes of gameplay left, which is a lot of time. So had to go to some zone and move the pieces around. It'll be interesting to see how they move the pieces around here in the second quarter as well in regards to that, and manage that foul trouble in their rotations.
Judd's already on 2 personal fouls as we just begin the second. Davison gets a shove from McNaught. It is not picked up. Mola does well to reel that wayward pass in. Tries to go over the top of Combs. Can't get there, but who else to get the offensive board? Jack Andrew. And again, another O-board for the Airs. The Giants won't be happy with that, but they eventually get the board.
Yeah, they're all over the boards right now. Taranaki just failing to be rewarded with the putback, unfortunately, but doing a great job of getting in there and getting extra possessions. Coach McKinnon's trusting Duck right now. He's got 2 personal fouls, so trusting him to start this second quarter.
Craig had 3 Ayers defenders on him. It was enough to stop him, and good ball movement from the Ayers. Very quick, and again, a little dish off to Jack Andrew for the easier finish.
And I like that by Molo, you know. A lot of teams would have settled for the 3 there, but he just tapped it on his forehead for the good shot fake. Finds his opposite big, Jack Andrew, and great little push shot there to cut it to 2 for Taranaki.
McNaught looking for his option back to Combs. In the hands of McNaught, gets around with his quick footwork, but stopped by Jack Andrew.
And I don't know if he'll get rewarded with a block there statistically, Taylor, but as you can see, just the great wall up, the rim protection there from Jack Andrew, super valuable. Again, I think, in my humble opinion, pushing for most improved this year for sure, or one of them at least. Absolutely. I mean, does it count with Jackson Ball? Like, he's a young gun, man. Like, he's one of the top players in the league, and he's still in high school. Like, that's unheard of.
Maybe the youth player,
yeah,
something like that, you know?
Both. That's not fair,
there's
man.
A category
like, yes, he is for sure improved, but man, come on.
Oh, and again, he just makes it look so simple. That's Robinson.
He really does, and the great ones do that. You know, they're effective with their movements. It's minimalistic, and Robinson looks like he can get to the cup whenever he wants. He can find his teammates whenever he wants, and he's one of the lucky ones that's also left-handed and has a jump shot. So I think if he starts hitting the 3-point shot consistently, I don't know how much longer we'll see him in the New Zealand League, to be honest with you. There's probably going to be higher leagues calling for his services.
Well, speaking of, and for people who may be new watching basketball, welcome in. He had 38 games in the NBA G League, and he's played for the Canton Charge, the Iowa Wolves, Salt Lake City, Wisconsin, Santa Cruz Warriors, Long Island Nets. For those who don't know the NBA G League, can you give us a rundown?
Yeah, the NBA G League is basically like a feeder league. It's very similar to the NCAA, I guess, but there isn't a school component to it. It's the league that the NBA uses to feed a lot of its talent through, or if it hasn't quite cracked it in the NBA, where they kind of blood it through. And obviously, if you're putting numbers up in that space, you're right there with some of the top players in the world. And I would say for him, it's probably just a little bit more of that perimeter threat. And obviously, at that level, you're looking at some of the best athletes in the world, so probably slightly a size thing as well, but he can obviously play at a very high clip, and he's still very young, so it'll be really fun to watch where his career takes him, like a lot of these young boys. I'm sorry.
I mean, there are young boys out there. There's some guys in the
You're right. James Matthews a head boy right now.
Yeah.
Like he's legitimately a head boy, so I could, I'll use that. And like that, when you check in, just a little thing, but you want your point guards that are coming in to just pressure, and we've got fouls to use and change the energy. Great ball up again from McRae. He's doing a great job of keeping his hands out and not picking up any unnecessary fouls down there in the paint. Very disciplined.
He's a big body, but he knows how to position it, as that is a nice shot. A very straight, direct shot coming in.
Yeah, Jones just getting on the board there. That's another one for him. Great one. Got on with a couple of free throws. So nice to see the ball go through, and then just finding himself in the mid-range there.
Davison kept to just 9 points in their last game. He's up at 5 at the moment. Fletcher just lays it up. Gets a nice roll off the hand.
That's his 3rd or 4th where he's just ripped it straight for a right-hand layup, and yes, he can shoot the 3.
Judd gets up. He brings some energy back into this game.
Man, that was a nice dunk right there. The baseline 2-foot two-hand over the big rim protection that we've been talking about all evening. But man, Judd, impressive finish right there.
Judd's a good 3-point shooter too. We haven't seen any in this game. How about that?
Oh, that's no dribble as well. Man, that's tough. And Jack Andrew is not a little man. And that one's going to go on the highlight tape for sure.
I want to see him start putting up some 3-point shots. His accuracy is very good. It's 47% from 3. We're able to see our first triple drop. 26-20. 14 minutes of basketball being played here at TSB. Slowing it down and looking for a play. Stepping back. Oh, fired the shot through. You can see Judd was looking for another.
Yeah, it was a great cut by Judd there on the baseline. the corner cut. Davidson just lost sight for a split second. It was the right read, but unfortunately, little turnover. The execution was a little bit left.
Game number 99 in the South NBL for Durand today. His next game on Friday will be number 100.
Little action there where Jalen just kind of dribbles toward the center of the court and drops it back for Carlin to play downhill on his right hand. And Liam Judd trying to blow that thing up. He did a great job defensively, but unfortunately got called for the foul. You'll often see internationally or even in the ANBL, they'll let them get away with that contact, which is kind of sometimes the gripe that some of these guys that play in both leagues have, just trying to find that consistency. And it looks like there's been a tick here on the bench. I've been given a few of those in my time, so I ticked that one up. Eagle eye, Taylor. Pretty sure Taranaki bench got a tick there from Mikey Graham.
Mikey Graham not happy with it.
Jones will go to the free throw line for a couple of freebies here. Big one too. 6-point ball game, you know. Again, we briefly spoke about having discipline with the referees and not getting caught up in the little stuff. And seen this a couple of times from Taranaki at home this season.
I would expect that call to have gone the other way, right? You just got a whistle for your team. Judd has got his third personal foul. He's now off the court, and you pick up a tee.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that corridor was about, to be honest with you. And the game within the game, you know, trying to get better at that. And yeah, hopefully they'll learn from it moving forward. Taranaki, it's just kind of unwanted distraction for such a talented group.
Taufa is on to the court for the Airs. He had a great game in the Rapid League.
Great push of the pace there by Robinson Jr. Just controlling the game right now.
Absolutely smothering Combs on defense were the Airs. They pinned him down in that corner. He was able to get the ball away to Robinson.
Oh, good find. He gave him all the time in the world for that three.
Oh, you need to bank those ones when you're given so much space. Here is that fast break opportunity. And another rim rocket this time, though, for the Airs.
That's easy for Fletcher there. It looks like they just missed their matchups and transition. And easy one right there for Fletcher. Another lay for him. Dunk, should I say. Opposite of the first quarter here, only a couple foul calls total halfway through the second quarter, so starting to loosen up a little bit defensively halfway through the second.
Probably adjusting as well to the match officials. They've got a quarter and found that much whistle.
Absolutely, smart in making the adjustments. Right on cue now, we'll start getting a few more foul calls, but Combs doing a great job inside of drawing that attention.
Lead is 5. The Giants really need to get this win. Made a late surge, I think, after the first half of the season. Many people counted them out, except if you're Cubanan, you backed them all the way.
And good on him, man, for staying loyal. Shout out to Hugh.
Oh, plenty loyal Nelson Giants fans, that is for sure. They always pack out that stadium.
They do. Trafalgar Centre as well, man. What a legendary space and few things going on there. So hopefully everything will be sorted out so that the Giants can continue to do their thing there without any issues. And the national championships there in high school, so it's got a special place in my heart, man. And a NZNBL championship too. Love that building. It's got a great feel to it.
Sure, they have a lot of love for you too, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Oh, another turnover by Davison. What can the Giants do here? Oh, Davison went for the big block. They're trying to say backdoor interference. Let's see.
Great rim run by Combs, the big man. Unfortunately, I think that'll be Jalen Duran's third foul. And Carlin, again, one of the top prospects that we've got around here, but that's his 4th or 5th turnover already, and we're only quarter and a half into this game. Hopefully his wrist's all good. Looked like he took a little whack here.
Right wrist. He's just been holding it ever since he went to try and block that.
Really jumping too high and dunking too high. That man can fly.
Well, the Giants missed that shot as well.
They did.
They had plenty of white jerseys down there.
Yeah, it was definitely a numbers advantage. Right? Yeah, would like to have converted that into an and one. I'm not sure if they counted that one or not. We'll have to wait and see here. Doesn't look like they have on the stats right now. can just see here Jones and McNaught discussing their tactics, and Robinson Jr., Dempster chipping in. Combs is changing his shorts and getting his arm taped all at the same time. So a man of, and watching Coach Fitchett in the timeout. So he is, they say that we can't multitask, Taylor, but I would like to shout out my man Combs there for doing 3 things at the same time. Well done.
Now, what would you need to be changing your shorts for?
Maybe there's some blood on. Maybe there's some blood. Normally, if you've got a white uniform, you know someone's got a nick and it's got on your uniform, and you can't be bothered getting. Oh, you know, you don't want to risk getting kicked off for a couple of possessions, so you just whip it off in the timeout. Carlin's obviously taking a good whack or something to his wrist here on the right. Looks like he's in a bit of pain, but he's going to thug it out and play through it right now.
Mentioned Combs most recently played in Japan, has played in Israel, Vietnam, Sweden, a couple seasons in Australia in the NBL 1 Wesley.
Just quietly, that'll take him up to 7 points this evening, a couple boards, just getting the wheels turning for him. He's been great for the Giants since he plugged in this run that they've had, giving themselves a chance to make the playoffs. They basically need to win the next three games that they've got to have any kind of opportunity and keep doing their thing in Rapid League and hope for results to go their way elsewhere.
And as we know, anything can happen in this league. I mean, 1 minute you think one team's going to run away with a game, the next, oh, they lose.
Absolutely, game to game, and obviously last year it came down to Rapids League point count as well. So like you said, the parity has been pretty amazing the last couple of seasons in the league.
That's exactly what you want. We're a couple games out from the playoffs.
And more zone there, I believe, from Taranaki, and obviously one of the things you give up potentially in a zone is those O boards, because you're not matched up when the shot goes up. And Combs, who's already a great rebounder, he gets himself a couple extra positions and again gets rewarded with the free throws. So big couple minutes here for the Giants.
Still yet to see a 3-point shot drop for both teams.
Yo, that's unheard of. They got odds on that. That is unheard of. This late in a almost 15-16 minutes of live gameplay in 2025. Normally one bounces in by accident by now.
Well, this is what you would almost call a first quarter score. 4 minutes out from half time. Still 29-22. Combs doesn't finish that one either. Davison is carrying an injury to his right hand or right wrist, one or the other. Dutt hasn't put up any points as Dutt in this game. It's been a very odd one.
There's Robinson Jr. again, the steals lead. He's just a pest with his hands. He's got great read on those passing angles and lines, and his anticipation's really impressive.
Giants fans will be liking what they're seeing.
Alex McNaught was fixing his shoe when he got that catch. That was impressive too.
Quick reaction time from McNaught.
Great take there by Jones, and it's unlucky he didn't get the foul call there on Carlin Davidson. Probably the home favor on the whistle there. That easily could have been an and one. Great take, timely as well. Stretches thing out to 9. Great hands by Robinson again, Taylor, there. The deflection, the turnover. Probably won't show up as a steal, but that's the reason they got the ball right now. It's another great take by Combs. He just saw that Taufel was out of position, and not the prettiest of moves, but effective. Just blew through his hip, and he'll be at the line here for another couple free throws.
I think you jinxed it beforehand when you said that we haven't had a lot of whistle in this one, and all of a sudden it's creeped back in.
For sure, just like that, the Airs are in the bonus. A minute ago, there was only 2 fouls on the board total, so yeah, within a 3-minute span, Combs has been to the line. This will be the 3rd time. Left the last 2 short, so hopefully he can convert here for the Giants.
Sitting on 7 points at the moment is Combs. No one in double digits yet for the Giants.
This has been great for the Giants as well, getting to the line. They're obviously not as deep today, so they can catch their breath and they can get this zone defense set. And with Robinson at the front, it's kind of stagnated. Taranaki, Carlin still talking to the referees over here. He need to chill.
Makes no mistake with that one. 11-point lead now for the Giants. They had a 4-point lead at the half. The Airs have only put up 6 points in this quarter.
Yeah, no timeout from Coach McKinnon, just letting them play out and figure it out.
Offensively, what do they need to change up? What do they need to do differently? Go to the paint.
That will definitely work there, you know, getting it to one of, if not their best bigs, and getting him to face up and use his lateral quickness against McRae for the easy right-hand hook. This is just too much pressure on the ball right now. If you're Robinson, he'll blow through that if they're not careful.
Steps back, it is uncontested for a deep two, Robinson.
I'd like to thank you, Mr. Robinson, for making me look like a basketball expert on the commentary. Oh, and there's more. He is having a field day out here just turning these boys over. He's talking to them right now. I love that in the way that he competes. Yeah, they're getting after it over here. He's talking to the bench over there. So, no lie, this is actually why I like going and watching basketball games, for the banter and the little back and forth and teams getting after it. It makes it exciting.
Isn't it great, because they're like that on court, but off court everyone's all good friends.
Yeah, it's a respect, you know, but I love the way they compete. And
oh, he had no right to get through there whatsoever. It was like there was 4 people around him, and the man still got there.
I mean, they're putting him one of the best on-ball players in the middle on-ball with the big McRae. The big seems to be in drops. He comes off to his right, but snakes it back to his strong left hand. And if they don't make an adjustment, he's going to pick them apart with those floaters runners. But if they come to the basketball, he's also finding the bigs. Pick your poison. So if I'm Taranaki right now, I'm probably talking about blowing up and doubling those screens and making him get rid of the basketball, which he's great at doing, but he's killing us right now on the penetration. Not sure if that's a player timeout or... Taranaki will inbound here though. Just over 2 minutes left in the second. Both teams in, Taranaki in the bonus. Giants have got a couple fouls to give. Great ball pressure by Matthews here in the backcourt. That'll be... Thought it was an 8-second violation, but it'll get called for the foul. They had one to give, so you could live with that if you're the Giants, especially if you're up 13.
We talk about having, you know, men or boys out on the court. Matthews, the head boy of Nelson College, played in that notorious under-17 team that finished 4th at that FIBA World Cup in Turkey last year.
I know Jalen Duran will be licking his chops at that matchup, seeing the young fella out there, and right on cue. You know, Matthews is doing a great job of pressuring, but I know Jay, he would almost find that disrespectful. So, you know, right back at you with a whack and a 3 to cut this thing to 10. So big hit from Jalen.
Fountain of knowledge sitting next to me is Lindsay Tate.
Oh, great cut.
Stolen though by Moller.
Trail.
Have to get that one up. Carlin Davison goes flying.
That easily could have been an and one there. I think you can see Taranaki talking, but what a finish. Carlin is one of, if not the best athletes, and I think Trent Adam is saying the same. It's definitely one of the most respected coaches we've got here. Just having recorded it all about, you know, pointing that fire in the right direction, but what a finish from the young man, 2 feet. And easily could have been on their head, but just laid her in with the left.
Scan that QR code and get some of your team merch. Who do you think's got the best kit this year? I mean, there's some really nice ones floating around.
It's a great question. I like some of the pinstripe stuff that I've seen. Looks good. Anyone who will send me anything for free is my favorite, to be honest with you. But I'm always biased to the Saints and the Auckland-based teams, just from the whakapapa to them, man. I'm not going to lie to you all.
It's been a very interesting game. There have been 1 3-point shot successful for the Airs, none for the Giants. They've only attempted 6, so they've actually gone away from that. It hasn't worked for them. Scored most of their points in the paint. 22.
Shooting a great clip from the paint, both teams, but again, shooting a total of 6% for the game from the 3-point line, both teams. So. And the line is really hurting Nelson right now. They've left 10 points on the board, Taylor, from the free throw line. in a game where it's a kind of a do or die for them. They could be up 47-29 right now, and this game would have a totally different feel. So uncharacteristic for Nelson. Normally a great shooting team from the free throw line, so they'll be looking to take advantage of that to end this half and the second half.
The Airs have chopped down that lead just a little. Pressure being applied by Davison on McNaught.
Obviously played against each other a lot of the breakers, so you can see Carlin out there pressuring the ball like crazy.
It's a blessing and a disguise. They know how each other operates. Great cut just right into the middle of the paint, but does not drop.
Yamada did a pretty good job there of contesting without fouling.
Less than a minute left to play in the first half here at TSB in New Plymouth. Durant steps back for the three. Jack Andrew with the O-board. Durant goes again. Oh, just loses it. I think Combs got a hand to it.
A great job on the boards by Jack Andrew, but the unfortunate turnover there from Jalen.
Uncontested shot out on the right-hand side.
Combs with another offensive board down low. He's been a workhorse, and they'll leave him. Nope, they'll come in double late. And another foul on Taranaki, so Combs will get rewarded with another couple free throws. This is at least his 7th and 8th for the quarter, so he's really been putting in a lot of work down there, spending a lot of energy.
Robinson has changed jerseys. He's wearing number 11 now.
Okay, again, I'm guessing, but there must have been a little bit of blood for them to be taking their jerseys off and their shorts off in the middle of the game. Or they're just...
I thought I was seeing
just
doubles.
playing tricks like, take number 11.
I could have sworn he had a 5 on his back to start the game. He's on the score sheet as 5.
Great spotting.
All kind of sorcery here for the Giants.
By any means necessary. But yeah, that's normally the case when you get out those blood singlets. It's got to do with something like that, especially on the whites. I love the addition of kind of the championship banner on the shoulders to see the teams that have won in the league. That's cool, like the other big leagues. One possession here for Taranaki to finish out. Play a timeout.
It took a while to call for it. The BNZ play a timeout. No coach is allowed to input here. It's strictly for the players to have a chat. Scan that QR code to get your ticket to the big game. There's only a couple of rounds left, so you need to do that and do it soon. Games happening all the way from Auckland's North Shore right down to the deep south in Invercargill and everywhere in between. What's the play here?
Look like they're manned up right here, so Moller and Jalen with the two-man game. Jack Andrew into the middle on ball.
Duran hesitated for the three-point shot, gets it back again, steps forward. Can't get the two, and they're trying to call the BNZ player timeout.
And good look by Jalen there. You'll live with that one dribble pull-up. That's right in his wheelhouse. And I feel like Nelson did have time on the clock. I don't know if they did the correct signal, but they were definitely calling for a timeout, so surely that's enough.
I think everyone on that court in a white singlet was calling for the BNZ player timeout.
Smart, and I'm sure that there are a lot of smart players out there. The easiest thing I think to do in that scenario is probably go ahead prior to that play and say, listen, if we get a stop, we want to play a timeout. But hey, it's taken me like 8 years of coaching to figure stuff like that out.
That's a great foresight from you, Lindsay Tate.
Just save you having to do all the screaming and yelling after the shot goes up and you get the rebound.
1 second is what they've increased it to.
Looks like they'll stay matched up here, Taranaki. Sometimes you see them throw a zone to funk it up, but the opportunity to give up an open three scares them right now by the looks of things. Oh, nice play.
Catch and release, but he's fouled, and that is going against Fletcher. He is not happy. They already have a tee. They don't want to get going again.
And that's a coach killer right there, Taylor. You know what I mean? Like less than a second left on the clock. We're talking about defensive discipline. We're in the bonus. We definitely don't want to foul, and we definitely don't want to foul a three-point shooter. And the Giants here with the opportunity to stretch this thing out after Taranaki went on a nice little run to end the quarter. Bit of a momentum killer.
Jones will have 3 attempts here. Gets the first one.
They've used their player timeout with 0.3 on the clock, so Taranaki will have to play the length of the court.
2 from 2. He's got one more.
Invisible
doing the fake
handshakes that we give out.
I love
it. Part of his routine. We're creatures of habit, us athletes. We do some weird stuff.
Well, this guy is a certified scorer. He has scored 1,622 college points, which puts him 9th all-time on the scoring list at Texas.
Man, that's big time. And after leaving 10 free throws on the board in the first quarter, they'll love to see those last 3 get knocked in by Jones.
So it has been a low-scoring first half here in the Sal's NBL, but it is the Giants who have the lead over the 3rd place Taranaki Airs, 41 points to 29. We will dissect that first half right after this. Welcome back to Taranaki, the TSB Stadium. It is the visitors, the Giants, with the lead 41 points to 29. I'm Taylor Johnson. Joining me is 7-time NZNBL champion and tall black Lindsay Tate. And it is so good to have you with us for Inclusion Round. Keep an eye out on half-time at all of the Sal's NBL games in the next week, because we have some special things going on. We've got a unified sport game coming up, where athletes with and without intellectual disabilities play side by side. Today we've got some young girls out on the court, and even the mascot is joining in, because it is a game for everyone, as Lindsay Tate mentioned beforehand. But the game that is happening now, and one that is very important, is the Giants and the Airs. The Airs are in third. The Giants are well and truly outside the top 6, but still a mathematical chance, and they need the dub here today.
Yeah, they are. Robinson Jr., you know, he's been steering the ship. He like Nathan Cleary and Luai out there in the halves. They're killing them, just moving it around. And Jones, obviously, with those late 3 free throws, getting him to 12. Fletcher's been great with on the slash for Taranaki with 11. And Carlin got that 7 right there. We'll be looking for him to heat up in the second if Taranaki want a chance. Again, Jack Andrew, he's been massive all year on the boards, and Moller's come in. He's, I think, league leading after 3-4 games on the boards as well. Jones has been great with his 10 points on the board, was 6.
The assist being shared around for the Giants, and Moller and Davison only ones registering some assists for the Airs.
It kind of speaks to the ball movement as well for both teams. Jack Andrew rewarded with 2 blocks, but I'd say he had another three or so shots that he altered that won't show up on there. And again, Robinson Jr., 3 steals. I'd say he's got at least 3 deflections, so it feels like a lot more.
Well, the Giants outscored the Airs 21 points to 13 in that second quarter. It was a very good defensive effort from the Giants, and they need this win to keep their top 6 hopes well and truly alive. Don't go anywhere. We will have the second half coming up right after this. Round 14 in the South NBL. It is inclusion round, and the Giants are hoping to be included in the top 6, and they are well on their way if they can continue their winning ways. They are leading 41 points to 29 over the Airs. The Airs scored 16 points and then 13 points respectively in the first and second, and Nelson scoring 20 and 21. Lindsay Tate joining me for the call. You can tell us who you think is going to win this game. A lot of people still backing the Airs, and they started off with about 64%. Not a lot of love for the Giants, but I do think that they have this game in hand at the way they're playing, Lindsay.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Andrews on the board right now. He's got 8 points, 10 boards, but Craig Moller's yet to hit a point for them, so that's probably a positive for Taranaki. He's one of their better players. you'll expect a lot more of him in the second half. Neither team shooting it great from the perimeter. The Giants have left a lot of free throws on the board. Taranaki probably turning the ball over a little bit too much for their liking in the first half with 9 turnovers. So if they can tighten up there a little bit, they'll have a chance in the second half.
Only one 3-point shot has been made this game. Only one to the Airs. The upcoming fixtures, though, this week, the Nuggets will host the Rams tomorrow night, and then on Friday, the Hawks will host the Sharks. The Sharks also making a good late run to end the season. The Bulls will play the Airs, so the Airs are backing it up in a couple of days' time at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. I'll be there with Crystal Walker. Saints and the Phi, Lindsay Tate will be taking you through that one on his Saturday after we enjoy Friday off with Matariki. And if you don't celebrate Matariki, then go to work on Friday.
Yeah, man, you got to celebrate Matariki. We're in Aotearoa, no options, man. Take the day off.
And on Sunday, the Tuatara will host the Sharks and the Jets will host the Rams to round it out. It is all on the line for most teams. Only 2 teams securing a definitive spot in the top 6, and that is the Rams and the Saints. But it is all on. A couple rounds to go. We're in round 14, round 15 next week, and then round 16, and then we're into the playoffs.
Yeah, like you've seen on that schedule, Taylor, those last 3 games, they're all really important, you know, factoring in big time into who's going to finish in the top 6. And Nuggets about the only ones that can't make it in right now statistically. The Giants are still hanging in there and obviously playing really good basketball. The Airs are 3rd place right now and the Giants are putting it on them. So it can go anywhere right now in this league, all the way down to like 10th position.
Absolutely. In the top 6 at present is the Rams, then the Saints, Airs, Jets, Tuatara and Sharks. But hot on their heels are the Phi, the Bulls, the Hawks and the Giants.
Some of those bottom teams almost have identical records, or there's like 1 game separating them with about 3-4 left, depending on double headers. So it could go anywhere right now.
The Jets, though, they're sitting pretty. They've only played 15, a couple of people on 17 and someone 16, and they're sitting in 4th, so they've still got a couple games in hand.
Yeah, games in hand, you know, just been working through some injuries, but they've done really well right there, the Jets, you know, Coach Webster and obviously Corey and his crew, the way they've turned that thing around in Palmerston North, so salute to them.
Never had a bad time in Palmerston North, I'll tell you that much. Wouldn't mind going down to the Jets.
The hotbed of Palmy.
So we are into the second half here. And Taranaki round 14. It is the Giants leading the Airs. Giants needing a win here. A loss will all but seal their fate. Jack Andrew with the bounce pass. Oh, good distribution being shown by the Airs, changing up their offense.
And love that little play there to get Moller on the board, you know, just a little piece to get some action down. He'll get feet in the paint and he'll get an easy layup to get some numbers on the board and get his confidence up. But right back at you with the other end.
Ooh, Jack Andrew said nah.
That was a great little play from the Giants. They did everything but put it in the hoop for Callum McRae, but Jack Andrew there again, I think that's his 3rd block that they'll have him on the stats for, but a whole lot more rim protection from him throughout the game.
That was Moller's first points of the game, as you've already mentioned. I don't think he'll recall the last time he didn't put up any points in the first half of the game. Judd let one fly. That's just their 7th attempt at a 3-point shot in this game.
And you love from Moller, even though he didn't put a lot of numbers on the board offensively, he was still rebounding the ball and impacting the game with his defense. So
100%.
We didn't lose anything there if you're Taranaki.
Just managed to slice his way through there, did Dutt, and again, I think that's his first points of the game.
You're correct, that is his first points, and for both of them to get their first points to come out 1 and 2 to start the 3rd, that's a massive positive for Taranaki to get the wheels turning and get some confidence. It's always great to see the ball go through the hoop.
Can we see a momentum shift here, perhaps? Get the first 2 buckets. They've got to stop.
It's a game of runs and they're at home.
How's that defense from Dutt?
Another turnover for the Giants. So great start here for Taranaki. Couple great easy little sets done to get layups at the offensive end and a couple turnovers here on the defensive end to keep them in this thing.
Yeah, bench up on their feet, the crowd into it. Wednesday night hoops.
Getting that energy right in the building. Same play they started with here.
Andrew finding himself up the perimeter. Oh, nice shot coming in for the Airs, responding to the 2 quick baskets.
Fletcher there, they were playing him for the drive. All first half he was slashing for 11 or so points, coming most of those off paint touches, and they're just settled for the 3. And Robinson, again, right back at you like the great ones do.
Had to end that scoring run for
Absolutely.
the Airs.
Felt the timing was he needed to put the brakes on that thing and got the easy left-hand lay.
McRae does well to wall up, as you will say, against Andrew.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time he's done that. Real discipline. And again, Mr. Robinson, he's getting into the paint at will and to that strong left hand of his. And Taranaki really have to make some changes with him or he's going to continue to pick them apart.
Much better offensive effort to open up the 3rd quarter for the Airs, getting in a bit of a tangle down below. It was Jones and Fletcher.
And I know I'm biased coming through as a point guard, but Mr. Robinson there just coming out 2 really timely baskets. Taranaki, you know, coming out and great start to the 3rd, but just when they need it for the Giants, he gets 2 left-hand layups.
Oh, passed it straight into Robinson.
Assist to the wrong team.
Yeah.
Just like that, a steal and 3 left-hand layups, and Giants are right back out by 11.
Carlin Davison tries to do it all on his own. He had 3 players ahead of him, so they spill the ball.
Oh, good beat. And that'll be the block down low. That won't be on Carlin, who got him up high, but unfortunately just another turnover at that end with you know, did a good job of playing with pace and good intent, but just forced it a little bit. And like that hand might be playing up a little bit again.
I mean, he has such disregard for his own body when he goes up for that right. He's just such a hustler. He wants to get the ball back. He makes a mistake down one end, so he wants to make up for it down the other.
Great hustle, yeah. Carlin plays with reckless abandon. Absolutely, he does. I mean, he flies around out there, and you can see he puts his body on the line.
Judd makes no mistake with that one. So just when it looked like the Airs were going to come back at the Giants, they managed to fend them off with a couple of quick layups for Robinson.
That's exactly it. Just a couple of jabs. Just keep them at bay here. Defensively, you can see they're doing a lot of ice-type actions and just trying to keep the ball to the sideline. And man, what a pass and a finish. Robinson, 8 straight points, I believe, and he's talking out there. He's letting them know what time it is.
Great shot selection too by Robinson when he had Davison up behind him, decided to change it to the different hand away from Davison.
Absolutely, you could just see him use his body to shield off real high-end play.
Combs did everything right, but get it down.
Yeah, everything but there for Combs. Thought that thing was going in, and he's bouncing around. He knows he left one on the board there. But again, great energy from the Giants right now on the defensive end.
Just like that, the lead back out to 14. Foul will go against McRae. Jack Andrew will go to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
I thought that was a tough call on McRae, unless he caught him down low on the hip. It looked very similar to the other 3 or 4 that he'd already executed with both hands up. But Mr. Andrews will get a couple of free throws here, and couldn't come at a more timely fashion for Taranaki, who have kind of blowing out right here, and a couple of subs coming in. Got Telfer and Jalen Duran just to steady the ship. Might be time again to get the ball, keep the pace up, but get the ball second, third side touches. You've got quite a big size advantage. Pump the ball inside, get to the free throw line.
Combs secures the ball, tidies up the crumbs. Robinson gets it to Judd. Combs has Moller on him. Andrew comes in.
Triple team almost there, it looked like.
Timeout for 2 by the Airs, and why not? Because the Giants are steamrolling ahead.
Big hit by Judd, and you see enough it was a miscommunication, but when Jones caught him in the post, he got flooded by 3 bodies, and easy kick out to the one dribble pull up, and stretches thing out to 13, I believe, for the Giants. So great start to the 3rd quarter here.
Mentioned a couple of times, no Hayden Jones, no Lockie Crate, no Will Bite for the Nelson Giants team. Up on representative duties.
But you can see, I mean, it's clearly evident that Robinson's the motor to this group. You know, it's scoring tonight, but he also assists the ball at a very high rate, even though he's only got 3, and he's obviously getting a lot of steals throughout the season. And then you pair Combs in there. He's got 10 points right now and 5 boards. And this is a tough group, man. They're playing with a lot of confidence, the Giants. So, yeah, hopefully they can stay on the mix and try and creep into the top 6. I don't think anyone will be wanting to see them the way they're playing right now.
Interestingly, the Giants have no bench points. Biggest lead was 15, biggest scoring run is 9.
They're not rotating very deep at all, and you can see that statistically. And they're doing a great job again of managing their fouls and playing a little bit of zone defense. Another steal from Robinson. This is crazy.
He is an absolute wizard on the court, both sides of the ball.
He is, and Taranaki as well. They're kind of telegraphing some of these actions up top. They just need to be a little bit more aggressive north-south and blow by him. Right now, he's just kind of playing piggy in the middle with these guards up top and getting steals whenever he chooses. He's got long hands, long arms, to be honest with you, when you look at him up close. Love to know his wingspan.
There's been more rotation for the Airs, as you mentioned. Good handles being shown there by Robinson, but how sustainable is it for the Giants? They haven't had too much rotation. Do you think this is going to work for them? Or will you see some late injection from the bench?
I mean, big hit there by Jalen Duran. Cut into this lead, but in all honesty, if they keep playing at this pace, I don't think it's going to be any issue for the Giants. It's quite a slow pace. I think Taranaki's best option is to turn up the heat defensively. They can still play with pace offensively, but it doesn't need to be first side actions that they're scoring out of when the defense is set. Great take there by Jones.
Duran wants to drive all the way down, and he dishes that ball off. Little bounce pass, assist to Fletcher.
And that'll work, a little broken kind of semi-trans play just to chip into that lead. Cut it to 11. This is right around when Robinson will come down and give you a big bucket. Just a great job. That's what I like there, taking the ball out of his hands by Taranaki. Can't just let him keep probing and picking you apart. He's way too comfortable, so I like that little change up there on that action. Problem is he gets it to the likes of Combs, and he's a problem down below. Little zone on the baseline out of bounds from Taranaki here, little 2-3.
McNaught onto the court.
And again with Robinson and McNaught, whose preference is to drive. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a little bit more zone. You're worried about the likes of Judd and Dempster out there on the perimeter.
Duran steps back for the shot. DKP gets a hand to it, and it falls back in the hands of Fletcher.
Bailey getting some minutes here. It's great on the boards earlier in the Rapid League. Don Cum and Poto.
Duran, the shot clock ran out.
That was a late shot clock hit there that Jay had to take. Like you said, Taylor had to get that one off.
Going all the way down himself. That was too easy for Combs.
Yeah, his eyes lit up there. He saw Dom come and Poto. Dom's a big boy, but he thought he had the advantage with his foot quickness and got the easy layup there. But right back at him there, Dom.
How's a little spin from Dom
got good feet, twinkle toes. He got real good feet and good hands, Dom, down low. And for a big boy, he can really move his body well. So great move there on the spin.
Again, another player who's played well over 100 games in the South NBL for multiple teams. This time, first season with the Airs though. Sharks, Rangers, Bulls. Went to Mount Albert Grammar School.
All right.
Great school.
There's powerhouse basketball school up here in Auckland over the last 10, 15 years for sure. A lot of great players came out of there. I think he played his junior stuff with Counties Manukau, with Ruben Terangi and Shea Illy. So we had some great games coming through the junior stuff.
Do you think he likes what he's seeing?
I think he does right now after that one, the ball going through and cutting into this lead. And I actually like this little bit of ball pressure that we're seeing out front as well. Little change up from Taranaki. We're doubling off this post, so it's just the pick your poison for the Giants on the one more and attacking closeout.
McNaught puts up the Hail Mary shot. Doesn't go anywhere. Don't count the portal. Fast break. Oh, how's the denial from Robinson? What can't this man do?
Whoa, that was impressive from the lefty there. And Combs again, the big man, just carrying it coast to coast, and no one puts their chest in front and stops the ball for the easy layup. But man, that was a great block from the point guard there.
Oh, you thought it was guaranteed points for the Airs. Not to be. Great find again, though.
He was late on that catch. That was his defensive assignment there on Bailey. He was supposed to tag him and left him, and Judd got caught, hung out to dry there on the easy layup. But a couple bodies looking like they're going to check in on the sideline there. Jones and McRae for the Giants. So that might be to remedy a little bit of fatigue, as you alluded to earlier in the quarter, Taylor.
Yep, Robinson taking a well-deserved rest, as with Combs.
Yeah, smart sub there by Coach Fitch, you know, coming down into the fourth. Just get your stud a break for a couple of minutes. You got an 11-point lead. Momentum's in your favor. Got a couple of minutes on the clock. Only 4 fouls total by the looks of things on the board. So again, interesting. Both teams kind of in the bonus relatively early, both quarters, and this quarter a lot more free-flowing.
Definitely hasn't been a textbook game, right? Every quarter has been very different.
Yeah, you're right, trying to figure it out each quarter, but right on cue, you know, things start to tighten up towards the end of the quarter, and Judd will draw another foul there and go to the line. He's been playing great for this group, just slotting in as kind of a third, fourth main option. Crazy athlete, dunk of the game.
Again, just another player who's just changed up his scenery, gone to a new club. He played 38 games for the Jets. Used to seeing him in that green, and now he's wearing white.
Yeah, and learn by doing. My dad used to say to me, you know, there's no real better experience than going out there and, you know, being put in the fire. And some of those seasons are quite difficult for some of these young fellas, and some of them get it through rapidly. But if you can take those lumps, it obviously plays dividends if you're strong enough to hang in there. And he's evident of that. You know, he's really blossomed this last little bit. Again, off these free throws, they get into this extended kind of 2-2-1, back into a 2-3. The Giants just keep you guessing.
Oh, feeding the ball through easily to Bailey.
Great find there by Dutt. They won't get an easier one out of that extended pressure, Taranaki.
Exeter on to the court as well for the Airs. The team's using their bench now as we get deeper into the game. 1.5 minutes left to play. Spin move is on point from Jones.
Jones, he's deceptive, man. He just kind of lulls you to sleep, and then every now and then he puts the afterburners on, goes from first to sixth, and put him in the spin cycle there for the easy lay.
13 points, the deficit.
Oh, great rebound by Sammy D, the evergreen. Again, lit up earlier in the Rapid League, but heck of a rebound there.
Turns 35 on Friday, which is Matariki. You enjoy the day off?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm Māori, I've earned it. I'm taking that Matariki day off, absolutely. Well, it's so beautiful that we celebrate it. You know what I mean? We celebrate a guy in a red suit that comes down our chimney and gives us all presents. But yeah, it's beautiful now that we celebrate Matariki on the level we do, and hopefully it can continue to grow and we keep embracing our reo and our culture.
Hope everyone will enjoy watching some basketball on Friday as well. You might have a rest, but there's no rest for our NZNBL commentary team on Friday, doing what we absolutely love, and loving the look of that shot from Judd. He's usually a lot more accurate from the perimeter. I mentioned beforehand, he's 31 from 66 this year, 47%.
Yeah, great job of moving the ball though, the Giants. They're doubling the post right now, Taranaki, and Giants are doing a great job of finding the open man.
Oh, great offensive board for Talfa.
Oh.
Bit indecisive there, had to put it up.
Yeah, that looked like men's league the other night when I was at the gym. One possession here if they want it, the Giants. I'm sure they'll take it up 13 to finish this third. Do or die game for them.
About 2 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. What are the Giants going to conjure up? Getting a hand to it was Bailey, but McRae tidied up. Ball spills away. Whose is it? It will go back to the Giants.
There was back-to-back men's leagues plays there. Bit of a funky one for the Giants as well, but 3.5 on the clock. Big position here, can go up 15, 16 feels a lot different than 13, so Taranaki will want to get a stop here, and you can see Coach Trent Adam imploring them here to get a stop on the set. That was a similar play that they run for Sammy D to get that 3, Taylor, at the end of the second.
Not to beat. It was a better scoring quarter from the Airs. That is the most they've scored in one quarter, was 18 points, but the Giants scored 19, just one more, so the lead still with the Giants. 60 points to 47 last quarter coming right up. Last quarter coming up in round 14 of the NZNBL. This is the first game of an exciting round. We are a couple rounds away from the top 6. The Giants keeping their playoff hopes alive at present. Get yourself a large cupped pepperoni pizza, $29.99. I will be doing that after this because I haven't had my kai for tonight. Take a photo, scan that QR code. You can use it up until next week, Tuesday. How good. There's also an inclusive round as well this week. They're celebrating inclusivity. A powerful reminder that basketball is a game for everyone, and everyone at home wants to join in on picking the MVP for the game. We've got some early votes in there. Alex Robinson, Callum McRae, neck and neck at the moment. Jack Andrew, the only Airs player to feature. Jones, Jeremy Combs, and Liam Judd all on there. All the Giants fans voting. That's because they're watching from home and the Airs not there. Oh, Judd goes soaring again. That boy has got hops.
Yeah, he got bunnies, he's got bounce, and well within striking distance here, 15 points, but Taranaki's got to start drawing a line in the sand. It's time now, and Mola's got to get going. He's 1 for 9, I think. And Carlin Davison, for me, 3 for 4. Way too passive in this type of game. We've got to get him going down the stretch.
Airs can't get too complacent too. They are sitting in third, but there are so many teams who are hot on their heels. They do not want to come crashing down.
No, you're absolutely right, and I don't know if they're, I don't believe they're officially clinched. You know, I'd say they're 1 game away, but more importantly, you know, if you're at the business end of the season, this is about rhythm, it's about continuity, it's about building depth, it's about understanding our systems, things of that nature. So the last thing you want to be doing is kind of coming into poor form, and with a relatively new group as well for Taranaki, they'll be wanting to understand their roles and where they're playing in games where it is truly do or die. Whereas Nelson, you know, the one positive about playing for your life is, you know, basically every game for them here on out is a playoff game, and they'll be playing accordingly. Whereas, you know, one of the things you're worried about if you're Taranaki on the verge of clinching is like your guys taking games lightly or taking games off, things of that nature.
The Airs run home isn't easy at all either. They have the Bulls away at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre, and we know how noisy that can get. And then they have the Rams. away as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've just been running through teams. You know, the Rams, they're pretty formidable right now. And anything, that's the beauty of the playoffs. You know, anything can happen in a one-game series. But, you know, I'm pretty sure the TAB odds would be having them as massive favorites right now, and rightfully so.
And the Airs' last game will be against the Nuggets. Get the rebound there through bola. Really need to start scoring and quickly. Game tempo has been quite slow, very stop-start, a lot of whistle.
And Carlin Davidson starting this fourth on the bench as well, so getting a couple minutes rest.
Jack Andrew first attempt from behind the arc, and it is good. Get the ball in that man's hands.
And only the third three-pointer made the entire game, all three by Taranaki. 10-point lead for Nelson, yet to make a three-pointer, Taylor, the entire game. I don't remember the last time I've seen that in any game, let alone 2025.
But they've only attempted 12. Again, we haven't seen that very often either. Most people live and die by the three-point shot these days. Could this be it? No.
They do have a size, you know, they have a lot of size, and they're doing a great job of getting their feet in the paint to their defense. And
here's the fast break opportunity. Throwing that one down was Andrew Jones.
And there it is, that deceptiveness again, just out of nowhere on the rim.
Duran on the fly, planted the feet. He is hyped. He knows what that means. They are by no means out of this game. They just need to score quickly, and if they can score that quick, we're on.
For sure. And it looked like Jalen was hyped there, but I know he was actually frustrated at the turnover previous, so that's how the ballers do it. But great job of staying in the play and getting that three and cutting into this lead, forcing the timeout from Nelson.
Team Callum McRae at the moment. A lot of love for the bigs. McRae and Andrew.
I mean, he's great, but man, if Robinson wasn't the MVP at this stage in the game, yeah, I probably don't know a whole lot about basketball. He's been killing them right now.
The man even put up a block.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, you want to see all the tools in my toolkit, here you go.
Yeah, and if I'm at home, no disrespect, yeah, I'm trying to fashion my game off Alex Robinson Jr. right now, but yeah, that's just me, I'm a guy.
What do the Airs need to change up defensively or offensively to come from behind and steal this win out of the Giants' hands?
I mean, obviously hitting a couple of threes is going to loosen things up, and that's big for them. But looking after the basketball, I think, is really important coming down the stretch for Taranaki again. Just being a half beat or patient with their offensive execution, and then making sure they're on the same page defensively, not to sound too generic on you. But that's basically what they have to do, stick to the basics, the fundamentals, and chip away into this lead.
Just feel like the Giants have been hustling a little bit harder too. I mean, they've got 11 steals to the Airs 4.
Little 1-2-2 type zone action here. They'll force a turnover there, a little deflection. Comes off the leg of Jones, it looked like, into the backcourt. So another turnover here for Taranaki.
It's just what they need.
Nice little change up by Coach McKinnon out of the timeout there to give the Giants a different look to deal with, and it turned up trumps. Like how he's trusting his Jalen out here right now.
Durant. His ball in hand again. Trying to pick and roll was Mola. He didn't want to give it and gets the bounce pass away. No look. Doesn't finish. Gets his own rebound. Launching is Fletcher. Jack Andrew with the long reach. Oh, no one wants to get the ball in the hoop.
And three great looks. They won't get any better looks than that, Taranaki. But great job by Judd staying with the play. Massive offensive rebound.
Frustrating stuff. Oh,
great
McRae.
hands by Fletcher. That was basically 2 points. Try saver there. Oh, and at the other end, he continues to have his way and slash to the hoop for the easy left-hand layup, cutting this lead into 7.
Here come the Airs. You can hear the crowd in behind.
They're still in this 1-2-2 zone. They like that. They got to stop out of it, and Nelson haven't hit a 3, so it's a smart ploy, you know, to test them out, stretch them out. But that's way too easy. That's way too easy there from Jack Andrew on Combs. They needed that stop.
And ball in hand. who was new to them, Jack Andrew, left another one there, but he will go to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And you can see they're a bit frustrated because they're creating the opportunities, they're just not executing.
Jalen's done a great job of, playing off that wing kind of slot on ball. First time with Mola, second time with Andrew, getting his feet in the paint deep, finding them for easy layups at their left short. But that's exactly what you want off your Taranaki, to get some good looks at the hoop, put pressure on the free throw line and the referees, and eat down there for free. Both teams leaving a lot of points on the board right now. Free throws win ball games. 16 for 28 for the Giants. 9 for 13 for Taranaki.
Oh, Jack Andrew off the back of a really unconventional rebound from Mola. He's batted it back to anyone that was there, and Jack Andrew was the benefactor.
Second time today we've seen the free throw shooter get his own shot. Great rim protection there. No, come on. My man, you can tell it. If you call that call, Taylor, you ain't never played no ticket. Because we're fighting if you call that foul on the playground. There's no way.
Yeah, Fletcher not happy, the crowd not either. Love to see a look here on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. What say you, Lindsay?
Man, that's like Mr. Clean. That's as clean as it comes in basketball. That's a clean block. McKinnon, Sammy Mack over there, who did a lot of blocks himself. He's a little bit bewildered talking to Mikey.
They really haven't been getting the rub of the green today, have the Airs. But probably not helping themselves either.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but it's a game, there's three brothers out there with whistles that have to make the call on the fly, and it's a fast-paced game, man, and these calls are bang, bang, so there's always going to be a little bit of human error, just like how the players make mistakes all the time, you know what I mean? I think it's natural that, referees are going to make mistakes.
Very grateful for our Barnacada match officials. We wouldn't have a game without them.
Absolutely, can't do it without them.
As you mentioned, everyone makes mistakes.
Well, you can, but it would get crazy out there.
Goodness, I can't imagine you and Casey Frank on a court without match officials.
Oh man, half of these dudes call your own would be crazy.
Durand, off-balance shot.
And that's where Jay lives, man. You put him in a box, and I'd say he's one of the best in the league. Played a lot of one-on-ones with the great Kevin Braswell when we were coming through, and you can see that in his game. When he gets into his dance package, he's tough. You can see those offensive hits are turning into defensive intensity at this end.
Davison almost gets done for a body check there. Jack Andrew with the rebound, so they've got another stop here.
Great run by Fletcher.
Doesn't get the finish. Mola. It won't be an and one, but he is going to take a trip to the free throw line, and at the Chemist Warehouse stripe, the Airs will pull back some of this lead.
You asked me about 10 minutes ago if I thought that fatigue would factor in, and I kind of brushed it off, but it looks like it could be coming to the forefront here. Robinson got right to the cup and left that one short, and then turns into a fast break at this end, and look like they're slowly looking like they're wearing down the Giants. Down here, they don't look like they're putting their foot on the accelerator and accelerating. They're just kind of holding them at bay, and 4 or 5 minutes is a lot of time to do that with the firepower that Taranaki have. So be interesting to see if they stay zone or how they rotate guys down the stretch. Few hands on knees and guys blowing right now for the Giants. Fitcher's also got timeouts, so I'm sure he'll use all of those down the stretch.
That is just the 3rd points for Mola, the man from Caringbah, Australia. Featured for the Huskies in 2019, so not his first rodeo in the Cells.
I'm pretty sure if you'd said to Taranaki this late in the piece that Carla would have 7 and Mola would have 4 or 5, and they'd be down 5 points with 5 minutes on the board, they'd take it. That's a very winnable scenario.
Absolutely.
Right
nice
on cue, the
vein.
first 3 of the game with less than 5 minutes left for Nelson. Jones has been massive for them. He's creeping up on Robinson Jr. for MVP honors and a win. Great D by Judd on Carlin Davidson there. Oh! That's a tough call. 2 on Combs if you're a Nelson fan.
4 minutes, 14 seconds left. The Giants, they need this win. They need to win every game from now if they want to sneak into 6th position. is sitting in third.
You can see they're on the clock. Next foul, Giants are in the bonus. Taranaki will be shooting everything. Taranaki's got to hold up at least 3 fouls to give before they're in the bonus, so something for them to think about if they have to start fouling towards the end of the game.
Dempster got a hand to it.
And that's the second or third time you've seen that reach behind, and that's an interesting one, Taylor. Like, sometimes you get in games and referees almost call that as an automatic when you reach behind, even if you just get ball. And here it looks like they've turned the play over. So for the first time ever, crying and whinging has worked. And Fitch is losing it over there on the sideline. He did a little haka. And rightfully so. I don't remember the last time they turned one of them over.
Crying and whinging works. Don't tell your team that.
No, definitely doesn't. I'm playing.
Durant.
Great rebound by Sammy D, and the veteran there, just next play mentality. Just got on with the work.
They need to protect this lead that they have.
That is definitely the man I want, the ball in his hands.
Good find out on the left corner. Judd just waiting in the wings. McRae has that height advantage over Jack Andrew. Coming in to help.
There.
Yeah. Dempster, well, he was 5 3-point.
Shot clock violation,
Wow.
Taylor. Shot clock violation. So great job from Taranaki there scrambling. You can see that when McRae catches it, they're waiting on the bounce for the double, and just a little bit late on their rotations there, Nelson to get the shot off, and great D from Taranaki.
Lack of game awareness, but also did not hear the bench.
Absolutely, time and clock, you know, the bench for sure, but ultimately that's on the 5 out there, especially the point guard, Alex Robinson Jr., you know, he's way too advanced to give that one up. Great move by Kyle in there, beautiful Euro for the left-hand lane. He's getting the crowd involved here.
That is a Davison we are used to seeing. They have kept him at bay, have the Giants, but is he coming to life in the last 3 minutes? Down by 6. They haven't been this close in a long time.
That's when they're at their best, when Carlin's in there causing a nuisance in the paint, but Robinson Jr. again, like the great PGs do, right on time. He's picking his times to facilitate, but he knows it's time to get aggressive, and he is getting to his left-hand layup. Like when you watch James Harden, right? You're like, yo, how do you keep getting left-hand layups the whole game? Man, just been there the whole night.
Robinson Jr., the leading scorer in the game, adds 1 more to his tally. Down by 9, plenty of time for the Airs to come back. Giants fans will be biting the nails. They're a loyal fan base. They'll be willing their team on to get the win here.
Playing out of the zone, the Giants.
Durant! Big 3-pointer from the left-hand corner. Listen to the crowd.
And that's the risk, you know, if you're playing a zone and you're not connected to somebody's body, a big shot maker like Jalen from the corner pocket 3, cut this thing to 6, and he's a big game player, man, big shot maker. Great find.
They left McRae wide open.
Good foul, great foul. They've got fouls to give there, so smart play by Kyle, and that's where he's come a long way in his development, you know. They've still got 1 on the board to give as well, Taranaki, if they need it, so great play, and surely that's on the ground. I would be inclined to say that he got into a shooting motion. He was still catching, but he'll get a couple free throws here.
So 3 personal fouls on Davison, 3 on Durant, 3 on Fletcher.
And big hit there by McRae, you know, struggled a little bit from the line, but clutch free throws here for him down the stretch.
Giants have only shot at 61% from the free throw line, and 19 from 31. Left 11 points, 12 points out there.
10 down here for Carlin. He'll play out of this middle on ball, but just goes without rejects.
Look at that white wall and another clutch 3-point. This time coming from Mola, and he's been very quiet, but he is standing up when it counts.
Big hit from Mola, and there's kind of a universal rule in basketball. You can't really help off 1 pass away, otherwise you're giving up the wide open shot, and that's what Combs did there, and Mola punishes him.
Robinson fouled hard, and Something to say about it too.
And I love that take. I love the whole thing about it, him and Jalen going at it. I love the way that he absorbed the contact. I love the way that they're topping up and they're talking. They care about it. This is the game within the game, man. Great bump, great hard foul. He got up like he's supposed to.
Well, if you're going to foul, you want to foul hard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm with all of it. I'm with both sides of it. You know, Carlin did what he's supposed to do. Robinson Jr. did what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to pop right up. You ain't giving up no easy layups at that stage of the game. Absolutely not.
The key here, though, is to control and manage the tempers.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're Taranaki now, forget all that. You're down 5. They're going up to the line to potentially push it out to 7. We're having a corridor right now about next play. What are we doing on defense? What are we doing on offense? Time, score, timeouts, foul scenarios, all that. Because, you know, the foul's already been called. Let's get on with it.
That's one man, though, that you do not want to send to the line.
No, you can see he wants the ball in his hands at the end of the game. You know, I've been around it long enough to see the guys that are... They go into the timeouts and they're looking at their shoelaces, hoping that the coach doesn't call their name. And then there's the guys that are staring you in the dead of your eye, and he looked like he's one of them. He wants the ball. And right on cue, he knocks down those free throws while they're all talking out there. Some guys play better when there's a bit of chit-chatter, and he for sure looks like one of them. A lot of the greats, to be honest with you, they're kind of like, let sleeping dogs lie. They just kind of go out there and compete, but then as soon as somebody starts chirping to them or the game gets a little bit back and forth, that's when they really turn up. You can see Jalen and Robinson, who obviously have a relationship from earlier in the season, having a good corridor out there.
Jack Andrew. He's wide open for the shot,
probably
but
had a look there and hit one earlier.
wasn't confident to go for it. Davison leaves that one short. They're going to get the ball back. Last touched by Jones. Minute 29.
Massive play by Moller there. Again, hasn't had his best scoring night this evening with 7, but he's got 10 boards, 5 assists, and earns them another position just with his energy on the O boards.
Tempers are flying here, but can they create some accuracy? Oh, that was a good look, but Durant just wasn't aware that that was the play coming in from Davison. The hair's tied up, so he means business. Jones, mid-range jump shot. That could be the dagger.
That really could be the dagger. Carlin made a half-decent read there. It was a little bit rushed back to Jay, and I think he'll be awarded with that turnover. But at the other end, Jones, he's just quietly been an assassin for them, just getting to that mid-range and knocking down what looks to me like the nail for them.
The Jack Andrew fan club is certainly watching this game today and piling on the points for the big man. He's got 14 points so far. He's the second highest scorer of 40 years, and he's got 14 rebounds. He's on a double-double.
Yeah, poor Jeremy Combs and Andrew Jones aren't getting a lot of love right now. These brothers have got 18 and 8, 21 and 7, so yeah. But shout out to everybody that's putting their thoughts in on this and watching the game, participating.
Oh, we value it. We very much value it. Alex Robinson sitting on 18%. He's got 25 points, leading scorer of the game. 6 assists. 1 block, don't forget.
Both teams will be in the bonus here for the last minute 20, Taylor. And just to watch Combs has got 4 fouls right now, obviously in the ascendancy. Nelson, Carlin also playing with 4 fouls, so he won't be able to give any up. They'll have a short clock here, 14 seconds to play with as they advance Taranaki for a sideline out of bounds.
Brian needs a chance their arm here, the Airs, they give it to him. He's been good for them. Rebound with the Giants. They're not going to foul. They go quickly.
Smart here by Judd, time and score there. Easily could have forced it and tried to get his stats up, but that's a game-winning play. Smart with it.
Oh, they were smothering him.
It's tough there. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. Fletcher was just a half beat late to the ball and caught Combs there. That'll be his foul, unfortunately, for Taranaki.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at the flop from the... It wasn't a flop from Combs by any means,
Oh,
well and
yeah,
truly,
no.
but it was the mascot in the back.
The one that kills me is when like, a big guy runs someone over, and then someone will run over to you, a referee, and say, "Can you tell your players to stop flopping?" And you're like, "Brother, have you ever been run over by one of these steam trains?" It might look like a flop, but some of these hits are pretty, they're pretty hard. Like the angles these brothers are running at, it's hard to stay on your feet. So I do feel for the players sometimes when they get called for flops. It's like, all right, I'd like to see you stand up to that one, brother.
Yeah, well and truly a foul. There was a lot of contact, but the mascot did not agree.
Doing his job, mascotting.
Mascots will do what mascots do. Crowd not deterring Combs here, and you'd have to say the Giants have taken a big step towards winning this game.
Oh, if they'd made their free throws in the first half, they'd be up 20 plus right now, so I'm sure it fills their cup up a whole lot to see these free throws going in the clutch for them and keeping their season alive right now for Nelson. Big win right here on the road if they can hold them out.
Is need to score and score quickly.
These two would have seen each other a little bit at the breakers as well.
Davison can't get it to drop.
Another rebound for the big fella McRae. He's been great for them down low. Played big minutes too. Held his own.
Time is winding down for the Ears Giants. Oh, looking for that alley-oop. McRae just a little bit behind, doesn't finish it off. Davison wants to go quickly, shoves off Judd.
Just going to concede Taranaki. Time's just going to run out on him here.
Durant can get that one down. Time slowly ticking away. Durant gets a refund on it. Thousands in and out. And that'll be it for the Taranaki Airs. The Nelson Giants take a big step forward in their campaign towards the top six. It has been a late run this season in the NZNBL. The Nelson Giants not out. They're thrilled with their performance. Big high fives on the bench. Taranaki Airs, though, disappointed with that effort today. They'll have to back it up again on Friday.
What a gutsy effort from this Nelson outfit on the road. You know, they've been on the ropes for big parts of the season without three of their young guns away on New Zealand duty. To shoot 7% from the three-point line and come away with a victory like that, salute. You know, Alex Robinson Jr., he was the standout for me tonight, Taylor. You know, just 25 points, but just his feel, you know, the way he imposed his presence on the game, I thought he controlled everything this evening. Jack Andrew and Mola, massive on the boards for Taranaki, but just a little bit too late. Callum McRae, Judd and Combs cleaning up and doing a lot of the work in there. Very balanced effort on the boards for the Giants, and you can see the league leader in assists, 6 there for Robinson Jr., but a whole lot more assists on the boards tonight for Nelson, which kind of speaks to their ball movement and their execution in this game. 5 blocks from Jack Andrew. Ooh. Somebody need to give this man a call up for higher honors, man. He's having a great season. 5 steals. Ooh. And how many deflections? Probably another 3, 4? He was a terror this evening, man. Alex Robinson Jr., my game MVP.
So that is all here. We still have plenty more games to come up. The Nuggets will play the Rams, and the Hawks will host the Sharks on Matariki. The Bulls and the Airs go toe-to-toe from the Franklin Portland Leisure. On Saturday, the Saints will host the Phi, and on Sunday, the Tuatara will host the Southland Sharks. The Jets will host the Canterbury Rams. From here, the Nelson Giants, well, their season's still alive. They will host the Tuatara next week. That'll be an interesting one, midweek on a Wednesday. And then after that, they will host the Southland Sharks. So home games to finish it off. Their crowds will certainly be there to support, and for the Airs, well, it doesn't get easier for them as well. Still a couple more games to come. But that is all from the TSB Stadium here in New Plymouth. The Giants with the win 82-71. And we're proud to be part of a league that celebrates difference and promotes unity. That's what Inclusive Round is all about. On behalf of myself, Lindsay Tate, and the Sky Sport crew, we wish you a very good night. We will see you back here tomorrow for more Sales NBL action. Pō mare, mā te wā.